is the Big O Show. This 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 is...
So here we are. I wanted to show you the backyard again because we had some trouble last time, but you know, cuttersedgepro.com does some amazing stuff, and there are the boys and the girl. They're having fun. There we go. Right, Maiden? Right, Bono? There we go. They're having fun. I'm having fun. Look at our Sylvester palm. It is beautiful. We got another one in the front yard like that. You can take your home and landscaping to the next level. And the artificial turf, look at that. Look at that, the two dinosaurs going at it, huh? Look at that. Gotta love the dinosaurs. Look at them. They like to bite each other's legs. That's what they do. They play with each other and then they bite each other and they piss each other off. It's fun. One is Bono, which is the one farther away from you, and Maiden. She's the girl right here. She's a badass. That's for sure. So anyway, see the flowers are coming out. Very nice. Cuttersedgepro.com, folks. This big tree there will start budding that I'm showing you there soon. It'll have all kinds of flowers. I'll post another video and I'll show it to you. This is a backyard where everybody gets to hang out. Over there in that corner there, I put the barbecue and cook. So that way it's the farthest away from the house, you know. If I light myself on fire or somebody else, we're out in the corner away from everybody. There you go. See, getting some flowers coming out, which is a beautiful thing. And I swear by this artificial turf, it always looks phenomenal. I don't have to cut it. I don't have to water it. And so I'm saving a lot of money, hundreds and thousands in the long run, because I'm not watering or, of course, cutting the grass. And you know, here in South Florida, we cut the grass like every 10 to 14 days.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
Welton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They're committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. Property damage claims to your home, business, or condo as a result of a hurricane. Welton Rayom can help. Water, mold, fire, smoke damage, Welton Rayom can help. Call 954-966-4646. When you move, you need a reliable company led by passionate folks, eager to assist its customers during a transitional process that needs to be smooth. Call Essential Moving Experts at 844-368-5750 for all your local and long-distance moving needs. You can rely on Essential Moving Experts. Mention the Big O Show and get $150 off. Family owned and operated, they offer free 30-day storage, full-service moving, fully licensed, bonded, and insured. Moving was never so easy. EssentialMovingExperts.com.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at Caneswear.com or InnerMiamiWear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
For over 16 years, EJDConstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDConstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDConstruction.com.
The viewpoints, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyAccess.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Ready to rock and roll, baby. It is Thursday. You know what that means. We are here at beautiful Hialeah Park, second floor poker room. Come on by like True FinFan. He promised he would be here, and he is here. I promise you. And True FinFan's actually my witness. So is Sean, but you guys aren't going to trust Sean because Sean obviously is part of the show, right? Yeah, that's what it is. Although everybody should trust Sean. Really. Most trustworthy dude I've ever met. But anyway, besides that, I tell you, you guys come on out here and make it more of an event. I'll bring prizes. I'll bring giveaways. So, so come on out here, man. Let's make it happen here every Thursday at 3:00. Would love, we can have our own little private talk show too at times, off the breaks and things like that. Actually, True FinFan got a little nugget today, so you can't twist his arm. He won't tell you. So, it is. How's that? You'll bring the wireless mic? Oh, wait a minute. Hello? Hello? Is it the second one, not the third one?
Look at that. I did it again.
There you go.
I went to 4 instead of 3.
You potted up the wrong one. See, Spicoli always potted up the right one. Wiz Khalifa pots up the right one. You do not pot up the right ones.
I put it in the wrong hole.
So that happens sometimes.
It does. But I'll bring the wireless mics out. We can have them around here. We got 2 of them, and we can pass them around. I don't know if they'll let us hear, but we have the speakers also.
Yes.
We could hook it up and hear more of the interviews.
Yes. And by the way, we want to also thank the great people at EJD Construction. Eric and the great people out there. They are going to be the title sponsors
of our pre- and post-game show for the Miami Dolphins. So we're looking forward to continuing our exceptional relationship with EJD Construction. Now we are in the works of trying to find a home now for the Miami Dolphin broadcast. So that's the next thing, and we're hopefully trying to finalize that in the next week or 2 or 3. We'll see. We're talking to several people, and hopefully that will fall through, and we will have a home for you, and we'll tell you where we're going to broadcast every single Sunday out there. So, Dolphins fan, can I get a happy birthday shout out? Had to work like a dog today, but I'm off now. Brian Landis, happy birthday to you, sir. Can't sing the song, right? Because don't you get like fined or something like that if you sing the song?
We should do it anyways. It's Brian Landis.
I know, but
I mean, hey, listen.
Is he going to pay the fine?
We probably
it's
will not
thousands
get
of dollars.
What'll happen is you'll hear this part right here, and then once we start singing, it'll go blank, and then it'll come back into whatever we say right after we finish singing.
Well, why don't I do it this way?
Because we can trim it.
Huh?
We can trim it. We're probably better off.
So wait a minute. We started off this show where you got it in the wrong hole, and now you're talking about trim.
Yes.
I mean, that's what
you get when you come out here.
We're going in all kinds of directions
yes.
here on the show. There was a band.
Oh no, we can't do that now. I mean, I'm talking about us singing it now.
I know that. But what I'm saying is, they had a song, and their name is Altered Images, and they had a song called Happy Birthday. Okay, you ever heard that song from Altered Images? That's kind of like, I
don't think I have.
That's kind of like the Offset, right? So I'm just gonna go happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, in a hot bath of those nice nights. I remember always and always, I got such a fright seeing them in the dark cupboard with the great big cake. If they were all with me, and I was with you, you would have liked a present too. Happy birthday, Brian Landis, in a hot bath to those nice nights. There you go. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Brian. I hope you understood that.
Just reading it. Altered Images. Happy birthday. Pull it up. Have some fun. That's a classic new wave 80s tune. So I don't have to get yikes, the Coast Guard found. Oh yeah, they were dead, bro. Come on. I mean, you don't want to wish bad shit on people. You don't want to do anything. Do you realize these are rich people doing this? Let me explain something. Bitcoin's at 30,000. Okay. If Bitcoin by somehow does go up to hundreds and thousands and all that, and Ethereum and Star Atlas and all, and I end up rich one way or another, I guarantee you I'm not spending my money doing stupid shit that might risk my life. I'm going to be on a beach hanging out with a drink in my hand, my toes in my sand, and I'm just going to be chilling, bro. I'm going to go to a casino. I'm going to watch sporting events. I'm going to go to concerts. I am not going to get on a little tiny sub because I want to go see the Titanic. Bro, I could just turn on YouTube. There's lots of videos of the Titanic there and all that. What do I need to do that? And I've done this before on this show. I don't have a lot of sympathy for stupidity. That's my problem. It's probably a defect of mine. It's probably not nice on my part, to be quite honest. But, brother, if you chose to get in front of the bulls and run, and they put one of those horns right up your ass, that's your problem, dude. I'm going to be the guy laughing at you. Okay? So if you choose to do that because you want a thrill of a lifetime, well then, brother, that's your problem. And every time I saw this, because now we know about these Titanic miniature subs, whatever, now I know more about miniature subs than ever. And to me, when you show me that sub, what did I tell you yesterday? It was that damn sub that was in the comics every single time. I saw that, and it's like, we have a saying in Spanish, que clase de come mierdería. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what those people in the sub are doing. And now they're dead. And now they're toast. And what did you pay for that, bro? What did you pay? $100,000 to do that stupid shit?
Oh, $250.
$250,000?
I believe it's 250,000 trip.
Wow. That's just ridiculous. Ridiculous. Okay? I mean, so I kind of expected them to be dead. I didn't expect the ocean's pretty big. I don't know if you guys know that. Not sure if you know that. It's actually a pretty big place. And so for you to find that little sub in the ocean, needle in the haystack, right? That's what it is. So I knew the chances were slim. It's sad, but at the same time, whatever, dude. You want to climb Mount Everest? Go ahead, knock yourself out. But when you die of frostbite, don't tell me that, hey, I shouldn't have done it. Well, it's the way it is. That's why as Everest is now melting, because all the ice caps are melting all over the world because of, it's called global warming. Now the bodies are coming to light because, it's kind of like what was happening in Lake Mead. When Lake Mead was going down, bodies were coming up because the mafiosos were dropping bodies left and right. Well, then this is what's going to happen. So if you choose to get into a little sub because you think I'm an adventurous, I've got to go where places. No, by the way, plenty of people have been there already. You're not really a pioneer in anything. You know what I'm saying? I just have a hard time having sympathy for stupidity. You want to pick a fight with Mike Tyson? You go ahead. You want to sit in the seat in front of him in the plane, and you want to and just egg him on? You go ahead, man. When Mike Tyson kicks your ass, I'm not feeling sorry for you, bro. I'm just not. I can't do it. So these people in the sub, I feel bad for them, but I mean, what'd you expect? So $250,000 to die and to be trapped in a little sub. My God. How about if you're trapped with somebody that farts a lot?
Did you hear the guy that was on one of them? He went down before and he was explaining you get bolted in.
Yeah, you can't
give you
stand.
A bag lunch.
Yeah,
you're sitting there in 5 or 10 minutes, everything just goes dark.
Right. That's it.
You're just there. It's like,
what kind of a life, bro?
$250,000, and then some guys got you by a remote.
You know what I want for $250,000? I'm single. All right. Yeah. That's what I want for $250,000. Do I need to say any more? That's what I want for $250,000. Okay? All right? That's what I want for $250,000. There'll be about 6 or 7 or 8 of them over a stretch of a couple of weeks, but that's what I want for $250,000. Okay? Lock me up in a hotel room with a whole bunch of women and then just, there you go. I can do that for $250,000. That's the kind of journey that I want to be on. Not on a stupid little sub going down and goes, oh, there's the Titanic. Great. Join the rest of the dead people. Have fun. I mean,
what happens when you got too much money, though, right?
Yeah.
Like somebody just said in here.
Yeah, it's just stupid.
I saw somebody said they probably got bored.
How can you get bored?
Money, you get so much money. What else? What?
How can you get bored?
You have that much money? You can pay $250,000.
Go check out the pyramids. Go check out the Sphinx. Go to the Niagara Falls. Go all over the place, bro. There's lots of things to do.
You don't think those
obviously
guys and gals have probably not been to Niagara Falls?
I don't know. Obviously, they have not done enough things that are fun, actual fun things, because they don't know what it's like. Go see. If you love music like I do, I would go travel all over the world to go see all kinds of concerts. Yeah, that would be like
you have to rank it by money, I believe, when you have that much money. It's like, I got to go do something that's going to cost X amount of money.
Yeah, but that's
you look at it and you're like,
yeah, I got to do something that puts my life on the line.
Titanic?
No, I'm not doing that.
Or what is it? SpaceX? You're going to go SpaceX, you're going to Titanic or the submarine.
Not doing that. I just can't. I apologize. Not having a lot of sympathy. I feel bad for the family members. Actually, that's who I really feel bad for, because obviously they're the ones that did you see the guy that was supposed to be on that trip? And he said, no, I'm not going to do it, because he didn't think it was safe. It's like, I mean, come on, dude. Oh, man. Andy Cornell is watching from Scotland. Thank you, sir. That is awesome. Emilio is in Houston. Appreciate you. Michael Cody was first in Buffalo. Rick DeMan is in. Love it. Brian Walters in. He says, NBA draft, I just hope the Heat have better offers than the rest of the teams they say on. Well, it doesn't look like the Lillard thing at all is alive, bro. That thing is dead. That thing's deader than the guys in the submarine. Oh, is it too soon? Too soon? Too soon? I'm sorry about that. That was too soon? Really? Okay. I'm sorry. But anyway, he doesn't look like he wants to leave there. I told you I have no sympathy for stupidity. Sorry. Just don't. So yeah. I it doesn't look like it, man. Good afternoon from Illinois. Chris Ortiz is in the house. Stetson O is in. Sam Roke. True Fin Fan says it's beautiful here. What an experience to see these guys live. Thank you, True Fin Fan. You're a stud. Rosendo says, wishing all a blessed Thursday afternoon full of joy and happiness. Thursday is what you make it, so why not make it a great one? A Woj bomb has been dropped. The Washington Wizards are finalizing a deal to send Chris Paul to the Golden State Warriors for a package that includes Jordan, I broke my face pool on Draymond Green's hand and future draft assets. Okay. So they're going to keep the guy that punches people, not the guy that takes the punch. What's wrong with you, Jordan, you wuss? So he punched you. Toughen up, kid. Let's go. Oh, man. Anyway. Let's see what else do we have. John Padilla. Emilio Hernandez. Did Tua Time bring his receipts asking for a friend? Think Blue Dodgers. Good afternoon from Los Angeles. I hope I find some good weed when I get to Miami for a game. You should. There's dispensaries, bro. So, and you could probably go in as an out-of-state person and sign up and all that. Everyone else does it when they go to Vegas and Los Angeles, right? As visitors. Hey, he got a producing job. Nice job. Oh, I have no idea. If that's the case, then that's okay. Whatever. If that's the case, that signal reaches about 2 miles. Anyway, Pat in Asheville. Yikes! The Coast Guard found. Yes. Ricky Elizabeth Big O. Tyreek slap the guy in the back of the neck in his fishing trip. To have you heard? Supposedly, the guy reported it's pressing criminal charges if it happens. Adele, go. What is your take? Man, Ricky, this was like all screwed up. Well, bottom line, you're asking me about the Tyreek Hill thing. All right, let's address the elephant in the room. I don't know enough about this. I don't know what's going on. First of all, it was reported that there would be no charges pressed and that the investigation was over. And then that was wrong. The investigation is still going on, and now they're going to press charges. Oh, what happened? Did he realize he got slapped by Tyreek Hill? Yeah. What are you an idiot? You got to sue him. He just signed a $150 million or whatever it was contract. Go sue his ass. And so now he's suing him, and apparently the investigation's still going on. And then they say he wasn't fishing for tarpon, which is illegal to fish for tarpon, that they say it was that they were boat jumping and they were jumping on other people's boats and they were told not to. I don't know what to believe here. I don't know what's true and what's not. And so all we do, you, me, and apparently some of the media members, all we're doing is clouding the situation more by throwing in our 2 cents and what we think happened or what we hear and this and that. I haven't heard anything. I don't know anything about this. So I can't give you any specific insight on all of this. Okay? I can only tell you this. I hope it's not true because then Tyreek Hill is going to, not that he's going to endure anything big. I don't think he's going to jail. I don't think anything serious is going to happen to him. I think this is all going to be swept under the rug. Maybe he gets suspended for a game. Maybe he doesn't. But he's going to have to now live his past too. And so they already started writing about his past. They're already commenting that he hasn't changed. They already say that he's got a problem with anger. And all these things are already being written. That's the worst part about all of this. Because the actual action, crime, whatever happened, if it happened, I don't think in the end really much happens from it because, get out a couple bucks and, it goes by the wayside. All of a sudden, he's no longer pressing charges. Everything's been settled out of court, whatever, and you move on. I kind of figure that that's what's going to happen. Then the NFL will do their own, investigation. They're going to piggyback off of whatever the cops find. And if there was any violence really involved in all of this, and now remember, we need video. And I guarantee you there's got to be video on that marina. So once we see the video, I would imagine TMZ has called that marina 8,000 times in the last 36 hours and offered them thousands of dollars for that video. Okay, because that's what they do everywhere, all over the world. They get that video usually before everybody else because they pay somebody to get that video. So that's a small business controlled probably by whatever owner it is. So maybe it'll be a little harder to get that video out. But until we actually see the video, then we'll find out, was he tarpon fishing or not? Were they boat hopping or not? Did he slap him in the back of the neck or not? I don't know. We're going to find out. But until we see the video, until we actually have the real proof, I'm going to kind of withhold judgment on what the hell it is. But it will be a problem if there's some video and it shows it. He could get suspended. He could. I think he has a track record. If he had no track record, then maybe. But, the NFL doesn't need for you to be found guilty for any kind of crime or action or whatever. If they think it's unacceptable, then they'll do their own, type of penalty to all of this. So we'll see. But again, a lot of misinformation going on out there, and normally, by the way, Andy does a good job because obviously he's connected with the cops, and apparently they must have misled him early on, and then he reported that it was over, and it wasn't. So I don't even think it's Andy's fault, to be quite honest. Sometimes shit like this happens. They change their minds, man. Especially the person, you could lawyer up and what the hell are you doing? And a family member's like, what do you mean you're not going to? Oh, I'm a Dolphins fan. No, screw that shit, bro. Sue his ass. And that's what's happening. And then because you also want to sue him, then the investigation still is going to go on. So whatever it is, bro, this kind of stuff happens to everybody. I'm talking about the story stuff breaking and sometimes things change, not the incident itself. Has nothing to do with it. So I can understand the rock and a hard place that probably Andy was in when he first reported it. And obviously it went the other way. So we'll see. Can we send Trump in that Don't worry about it. He's submarining his entire life. All he has to do is keep doing interviews and burying himself even farther. Don't worry about it. Trump submarines himself. He doesn't need an actual submarine. Don't worry about it. He's stupid enough to just bury himself every single day. That is the dumbest human being we've ever put in office. I mean, then again, he wanted disinfectant inside your veins there to kill the COVID, remember? Yeah, this isn't a smart dude, so don't worry about it. He doesn't need a submarine. He's already submarining his entire life. So you don't have to worry about that. Some people can do it on their own. You know what I mean? And he's one of those people that can do it on their own. Vegas and LA have recreational dispensaries. Unfortunately, we still have medical dispensaries. You cannot buy from Florida dispensaries if you are from out of state. All right, dude, find somebody that lives here when you come down. Do you know anybody down here? Do you know anybody? Okay? Anybody out there? Send me a DM. I'll take care of you. Whatever. Let's see what else. Pat in Nashville says, from what I read, Tyreek may have slapped the guy on the back of the neck. Isn't that a wrestling move?
No, not a wrestling. First off, in wrestling, we don't slap in the back of the neck. We slap in the chest and across the face. If you do a collar and elbow tie-up, then you cup the back of the neck. At no point in pro wrestling do you sit there and slap a man in the neck.
We do.
That's slap fighting.
Nope, we do that. In our neighborhood,
we used to do bellies.
No, in our neighborhood, we had. Remember I told you about You've Been Abducted. Okay, some of you may have heard of that, but in our neighborhood, sometimes guys would pull up in cars, this, that, or whatever. And, oh yeah, I'm gonna go get something to drink. You want to get in? Sure. You got in, and they might have taken you to the Grove for the next 5 hours, or you might have gone to somewhere, a movie. I once abducted somebody and took them to a concert. Okay, like they didn't know they were going to Lakeland for a concert, that kind of shit. Like what? And they couldn't get out of the car. So these were jokes we would play on people. Okay, like one time they were going to the Keys to hang out, and they picked up two of the guys at the park. Oh yeah, no, we're gonna go get something to eat. And then all of a sudden they noticed that they're not going to get something to eat. They're on the highway, and they're like, "Where are you going?" "Oh, we're going to the Keys." "Hey man, I gotta be back." "Oh well, you've been abducted." So we had a game called You've Been Abducted in our neighborhood, okay? And it could happen to anybody. And it was just one of those things, you had to live with it. It's just, that's kind of the game. So the other game that we had was called Fish, okay? So if you fell asleep, and you fell asleep like this or something like that, and your forehead or your neck was available, you got fished. And fished is slap, because the back, a fish, so you... And then that woke you up, and so you've been fished. So it was one of those kind of things. So you had to be very careful when you went on trips with us. You couldn't sleep the right way because you could wake up with Andy Reid style with mustaches and all kinds of shit. That was our neighborhood. Our neighborhood was, just, marihuiti. They'd come by, grab your cards, and what you call it 52 card pickup, we call it marihuiti. We're in Little Havana, bro. We have like our own style, our own language, our own way of doing things. It's just but it was now remember, you softies nowadays, you kids, you can't do that nowadays. You can't get away with that kind of stuff because you all will take it so personal. You know what I mean? But jokes were
arrested these days.
Jokes were part of kind of the thing, and in our neighborhood, one way or another. There were, as I'll remember other things that I'll tell you that we used to do in our neighborhood. So fish was one of those things, and you, whoa, and or you all of a sudden, you're watching television and somebody walks by and right on the head, and you've been fished. And you just can't do anything. You have to wait for your opportunity to fish back.
We would wear a towel or a rag and then just...
Oh, I remember that in the locker room.
Not the whip.
The whip. The whip was in the locker room.
It would be like a slap. Like you just wet the towel and then... Bah!
No, I never did that.
Oh, yeah.
Never did that. But I remember the whip in the locker room.
Yeah, no, we wouldn't do the whip.
We did the whip.
Wet the towel or whatever and just slap.
Yeah, we did the whip. Definitely did the whip. Big O, do you think Miami Dolphins are still going to get Dalvin Cook? Yes, I do. I think they're going to get him for a very cheap price. I know that I heard what was the report I saw today? Jets and Dolphins doing their homework, and I'm like, the Dolphins already did their homework. What the hell are you talking about, dude? So it's the talk shows yesterday were like, well, what do you think? Which team can take Dalvin Cook and Hopkins on what? And like, are you people really entertaining this? Like, he just said it would be great. That's all. What else is he going to say? Oh, and what if you and, it would be epic. What if you and D-Hop played on the same? Oh, well, that would suck. What's he supposed to say? That doesn't mean that, they really want to play together. No, he just said it would be epic because he's got to be nice about the whole thing. And maybe he likes D-Hop. Maybe he knows him. But then they go running with it like it's, your version of You've Been Abducted, like the Panhandle version of where we use actual chloroform. Yes, we didn't need chloroform. You were just abducted. You either had to dive out of a moving car or you were not going to, make it back home, one way or another. So What's that? Yeah, some loose parenting. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. No, he would have to call. Mom, I'm in the Keys. What? They abducted me. What? Yeah, it's a game we play, and they took me, and I'll be back tomorrow. So it was just part of the game. And then everybody's laughing at you because you got to call your parents. It's the best. It's the best, dude. You know what I mean? And by the way, the parents ended up like finding out about the abduction. You know what I mean? And they kind of rolled with it, unfortunately, because what else are you going to do? You think you're going to tell the kid, yeah, come right back from the Keys. Yeah, sure. We'll be right back. Yeah, right. Sure. Ric Flair probably took thousands of slaps in the chest over the years. Watch out for Joe Mack, the Marlins 2021 first-round pick. He's the catcher for the Beloit WI Skycarp in High A. Hell of a player. He's in High A. You guys are continuing talking about weed again? Anyway. So we got our minor league report today. We're set. That's it.
You know things are going good for the Marlins when we're getting the high A report.
Yeah, baby. Why couldn't have Elizabeth Warren, Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, Ron DeSantis, and Donald Trump been on that submarine? Just saying. That's a really nice group to put in a sub. That's a really nice group. By the way, that useless turd, Elizabeth Warren, is actually celebrating a birthday today.
Are you going to do the birthday song?
No, not for her. I don't want to wish her a happy birthday. I hate that woman. Seriously. She is so evil to our country. It's not even funny, dude. Big O wouldn't have any sympathy over the Luistania. What's the Luistania? Is that the name of the sub or something? What is no sympathy over Luistania? What is Luistania? Rosendo, you got to fill me in. I'm sorry. I don't know what the hell that is, so pardon my ignorance on that. So I have no idea, my brother. I apologize. By the way, we are here at Hialeah Park where they do own and have the loosest slots, not sluts, slots in the world. I'm sorry, in Florida, not the world, in Florida. And that, by the way, is documented. It's on the website. So no casino in Florida has looser slots than our folks here at Hialeah Park. Well over 800 slots. Downstairs, they've got the smoking hot slots outside, which is under roof. They've got ventilation. So back to the weed. You can bring your little vape pipe. You can bring a cigar, a cigarette, you see, and just enjoy yourself while you're playing the games. They got food downstairs. They got all kinds of stuff, bars, you name it. So check it out. Champion Simulcast Center also here at Hialeah Park, man. And always got some great events going on here at Hialeah Park. So make sure you come on out here. And let me tell you, if you guys make this an event every Thursday, come on out here. I will bring prizes. I will start giving away stuff. So let's make it happen, man. All right. Update on the hibachi chef who drugged customers with meth. Oh, yeah, I saw that, dude. I saw that. And this is real. It was a dude who posted a hibachi chef and left. We will not eat there when you come here. How about no? And I just read, I forgot what city it was in, or I was just watching it on. No, I watched the report on television. Some guy was like mixing certain drugs in a pharmacy or something, and it was like he was giving medicine that you take for psychoanalysis and psychotic things as a pain reliever. Oh man, he was fined $3 million and paid it, and then moved on, and now he's working at another place. So like he didn't lose his license. Basically, he saved his doctor's license for $3 million. Our world sucks. How are you feeling about our chances getting Lillard? Very bad, Troy. If you saw the video, do you have that video of Dame Lillard talking about that yesterday? I should have I should have sent you the link, dude. That's what I should have done. I should have sent you the damn link. But he addressed it yesterday, and he basically said he's always wanted to stay there. He doesn't want to leave. And it looks like he's happy being in that place and whatever they are, and he's happy with his life that he has, set up, there. So it doesn't look good right now. Doesn't look like they're going to land that extra star. The other guy that I was thinking of is maybe the guy from the Bulls, Zach LaVine. But apparently Chicago wants a lot for Zach LaVine. But they need another star, bro. They need another star. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, it just looks like we're just going to run it back, which is why I think Pat Riley,
it's not a terrible team when you run it back.
You talked about it yesterday, too.
Yeah.
It was almost like Riley was somewhat saying,
yeah,
we're not going to be getting that other star, so
be prepared.
Tyler and Bam are our anchors, and they're young, and here we go.
Yeah.
Addition by subtraction.
I'm still feeling pretty decent about Dalvin Cook settling for a deal here with the Dolphins because I don't think he's going to get the big deal anywhere else. So then he'll sign a 1-year deal here with his hometown team, get a little bit of a discount, maybe talk Chris Greer into give him a little extra incentives or something, Dalvin, team incentives. Team, you've had an injury history, and you're going to share the ball with 3 guys. Just a little tip, team incentives, okay? They got a pretty good team. Join them. You can win the Super Bowl. Let's see. That's kind of a made-up reason to get in the war, Rosendo, but you are right. It was both a passenger ship and carrying weapons. Oh, what was that? Oh, Lusitania, the British passenger ship that was sunk in 1915 carrying American passengers, including Americans. Oh, but that's not something stupid. That's just a normal ship, dude. That you feel bad for. I don't feel bad for you if you chose to get in a little tiny sub that there's a huge risk of you dying going down there. You know what I mean? Something stupid. And that was stupid what they were doing. Ridiculous. Being on a passenger ship, that's not stupid. I've done that myself lots of times. I've been on several cruises. So what's the difference? You know what I mean? No, that's different. Here's what I don't have sympathy for. So you want to go to Russia and you're carrying drugs? So you end up in jail. Well, dude, you're going to Russia. You want me to feel sorry for that? No. Not doing that. Okay? You want to go to Turkey and come back with some opium and then they bust you in the airport like a Midnight Express? Most of you have no idea what the hell I'm talking about. But anyway, no, I'm not going to feel sorry for you, dude. Sorry. That's the way it goes. You want to bring over, 100 bales of weed and the U.S. Coast Guard stops you? I'm not here to feel sorry for you, bro. It's just the way it is. You have no experience, but you want to go cliff diving. And then you die. Being on a passenger ship, that's a little exaggeration. Let's go with actual things that are stupid to do, and then it burns you for being stupid. That's what I'll go with. The video of Lillard was 2 weeks ago, though. Oh, that may change. Well, we'll see. I need to hear it. It didn't sound like he didn't have an ultimatum in that video. That you've created that ultimatum. The media has created the ultimatum. The fans have created the ultimatum. I have never heard Damian Lillard say, if you don't trade for a veteran, I want out. He doesn't say that. He never says, I want out. Ever. That's all the crap that's been made up from everybody else. So I need to hear it from him first and foremost. So we'll see what happens tonight or tomorrow or the next day or whatever.
And the other thing he says is that he just wants the team to show that they want to win.
Right.
Not he didn't say championships.
Right.
He just says that
they're trying to win.
They're trying to win.
That's it.
So I think he's happy in Portland. He doesn't want to
Clearly.
up and root whatever he's got going on in Portland. So, he just wants, I think, to feel like Portland respects him enough to say, okay, let's grab somebody and win.
Do me a favor. Can you send this the champion of Around the Horn a reminder? Because apparently that's what he's doing, right? He's big timing us now because he's some kind of champion or something around the horn. Jesus Christ. Yeah, exactly. Send him the text and say, hey, do you have time for us? Can you squeeze us in your busy schedule there? Rick D. Man, thank you, sir. He says, how about the Heat getting a starting caliber center? They got to trade for him, my brother. That's what they have to do. They have to trade for him because they can't sign him in free agency. And clearly, Pat Riley told you that they got to give salary in order to take salary. So they're not willing to go crazy over the cap and pay taxes and all that kind of stuff. So they were pretty, brutally honest about that. So Rick, thank you for the love on Cash App. Remember, you can make a donation through Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. And remember, if your business wants to be a part of our platform, we are looking for a home to broadcast our pre- and post-game show for the Miami Dolphins. If your business wants to host that, and hopefully fans that will come and join us to watch it, 786-754-4664. That's 786-754-4664. If you want to be a part of our platform, please reach out. Not a listen line or request line or anything like that, okay? It's a business line, only sales. So if you want to be a part of it, 786-754-4664. Big O, did you see the article Barry Jackson just wrote on Cook? Guess Cook spoke highly about us being perfect fit. Sign, bro. Talk is cheap. I don't give a crap about that. None of that means anything to me. Okay? Sign, dude. Okay? So Dalvin's waiting for money, and he's not going to get it. Nobody's going to offer him big money. They're not offering running backs anywhere big money nowadays. Just the way it goes. Derrick Henry, the ultimate difference maker, can be had by anybody. He's in the final year of his contract. They don't want to give him, after everything he's done to carry that franchise, they don't want to give him a new contract. Think about that. I personally think what the Titans are doing to Derrick Henry is criminal. Okay? I'm Cuban. I exaggerate. It's kind of my thing. But that guy has carried that franchise and that sorry-ass quarterback. He's never had like a franchise quarterback playing with him. You know Derrick Henry's getting the ball. You can't stop Derrick Henry from doing his thing. He's the ultimate difference maker. I got to go back to Barry Sanders and Walter Payton and Jim Brown, and that's what this guy is. He's one of those freaks. One of those guys that comes around once in a lifetime, and nobody trades for Derrick Henry. So eventually, Dalvin will run into the reality of how they're being treated nowadays. All right, is he ready? Is the champion ready? Is he done big timing us now? So now all of a sudden he's on Cuban time now? Is that what it is? Huh? Because, he bragged all about California and Sacramento and his high school and all that. And now he's got the Cuban habits of coming in 10 minutes late.
Listen, we should just be happy.
Oh, that the champion?
Yeah, he's going to give us some of his time.
That the champion will give us time. Okay. All right. Let's go. Let's talk to Marcel Louis-Jacques of ESPN next.
All rise, football fans, as the Welton Rayon Miami Dolphins report with Marcel Louis-Jacques is in session.
Welton Rayon has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They are committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. Here's Miami Dolphins insider Marcel Louis-Jacques.
Had a ride. Some guy says that Wall Street Journal is reporting the sub crashed into the Titanic and portions broke off and crushed the sub. Titanic's pretty big. They couldn't see it. All right, here we go. Marcel, how you doing,
there's
my
no
man?
windows.
I mean, it's hard to, the Titanic's kind of a big thing. Maybe you can avoid it. I don't know.
I don't know. There's no windows. There's no windows on the submersible. I heard it imploded, though, or I read that it imploded. However, it might not be a reputable source reporting that. So
you think? You think?
I don't know what's more. I don't know what's more believable. I don't know what's more believable. All I know is
I'm still trying to believe you're a millionaire and you want to do stupid shit like this. That's what I'm trying to grasp my usage of $250,000. Okay. Do you realize I can grab like all of the guys that work on the platform and take all of you guys to like Kentucky Derby? That's what I would do. I would do something like fun if I was rich. Okay. I would do fun things. Okay. Then I don't want to get. What do I want to see the damn Titanic for, bro?
Well, hold on a second. So lost in the entire conversation. Let's not act like it wouldn't be cool to see the Titanic in a vacuum. In a vacuum, it would be cool to see the Titanic.
I see it all the time just on YouTube.
The problem is I don't want to do what it takes to see the Titanic. Seeing the Titanic would be cool, just like seeing Jupiter would be cool. But I don't want to risk going into space. Like
exactly.
it's cool itself. Like I don't blame them for wanting to.
Sure.
But I will personally wait.
It's cool to see a great
10,
white. Don't want
15,
to swim next
20,
year.
25 years. I'll wait for the technology to be proven and safe and accessible, or I just won't see the Titanic.
Right. That's it. You know when I want to go
it's
see
the same Titanic? Thing, but it's the same concept as like climbing Everest. Climbing Everest is cool. It's expensive as shit. Climbing and seeing the top of the world would be cool, but
when they build a sports bar down there and then they have like an elevator, it takes you all the way down. And it's already been sealed and everything. There's a hotel down there called the Titanic and all that. And they built it right around the boat. So you can, then maybe I'll go down there, maybe I'll do it then after that. But yeah, I'm not getting into a little sub. That's for sure. I can't do that. But anyway, let's get back to the important stuff. Congratulations. Nice job. I watched it yesterday. I didn't see it on the day of. I had a concert and stuff, so I was kind of doing other things and getting ready for that. But I watched it yesterday, so you did good. And by the way, your 30 seconds was magical. Give you props because you got it. You gotta show love from where you came from.
I told you that was.
You tied it up with a bow. That was really, really nice. So congrats on that, dude.
Look, Valley Christian Academy on national TV. No one would ever thought, man. It is if you open Google Maps on your phone and type in Valley Christian Academy and go find it in Roseville, California, it is a series of portable trailers basically situated around a baseball field. We have a gym, we had a baseball field. And that's it. And that basketball gym was just big enough for a court and maybe 500 people in the stands, if that. It's small all the way around. Like there was nobody, when I was in school, there was nobody look at to be like, oh, I want to be like that guy, or I want to do this and that. Like, oh man, this guy made it here, so can I. So, however I can show the kids that are currently there that, nah, bro, like just because you're at Valley, just because you're at the small school, you got 23 kids in your class, you can go do whatever you want. You can go be as big as whoever you want. So I told them, I like I said, if I ever got a platform, if I ever made it a certain, level, that I would do right by the people who got me here, who helped get me here. So
you did good, bro. You did good. That was fun to watch yesterday and see you do your thing with everybody else. That was a lot of fun. When's the next one?
I'm not sure yet. They said that they want me back on. I don't know when, but I think this is that time of year where they start to, just see like who works, who can do it, mess around with the chemistry a bit, people on vacation. So,
not for nothing, you might get more opportunities because they're making some cuts over there. So yeah, you might have more opportunities down the line, unfortunately, because our business is brutal, dude. Really tough business. All right, so let's get into it. Tyreek Hill. Was he tarpon fishing? Was he hopping on boats? Did he slap the guy? The investigation's on. The investigation's off. He's not pressing charges. He's pressing charges. We've been all over the place with this story. I don't know what the hell to believe. And I'm almost at the point, Marcel, when I talked about this earlier, I just need to see the film. I need to see the video finally because I'm not hearing directly from the parties. I'm not really getting the facts from the police. And I'm getting a lot of shit from all kinds of ends, and it's conflicting. And so you tell me, what do you know?
All I know is what I've been told by the Miami-Dade Police Department, which is they're investigating an assault/battery at the marina from him. That is all I know for a fact. Whatever people are reporting, I can't corroborate that. What I know for a fact is there was a physical altercation. They are looking into it. And that was as of Tuesday night.
So you're like me. You just want to see the video finally, right?
We will
right?
Look, we will know what we need to know when it's time to know it. That's usually my belief when it comes to things like this, legal matters, you know what I mean? Like, because it's easy to jump to a conclusion, it's easy to opine and come to the wrong opinion, come to the wrong conclusion. I'd just rather have the facts first. They're saying he hit somebody in the back of the head. Slap somebody in the back of the head. I can't have an opinion on it until I know really, really what happened.
Yeah, because it could be just NCIS Denozo, you know?
It could be light. It could have been hard. Like, who knows, man? I know that, like, I've been hit in the back of the head or slapped in the back of the head plenty of times in my life. It makes me angry. But like I don't know. I've never been hit hard enough to call it assault or battery. I don't know how hard Tyreek hit him. If it was just like a rip, or if it was a wind up and smack. Like I don't know.
Right.
I can't opine on it until we know the facts. Until we know those little.
And there's
those
video.
Instances.
There's going to be.
I'm sure
video.
TMZ will have it shortly.
I said that. It's been 36 hours. TMZ has not bought the film yet. I'm like shocked. Now it's a small business, so maybe the owner can control everything, and maybe he doesn't want to share the video, or maybe the price hasn't been good enough for him to share the video yet. The only thing I don't know is if when there's an investigation, do you get in trouble for releasing that video? That's the part I don't know about that. You know what I mean?
If they found out that somebody in the police department released it, then yeah, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, no. I'm saying on the business side, not the police side. I'm talking about obviously the police releases it. That's bad news for them. Yeah,
I think it's one of those, like, if an individual is caught, then yeah, probably. But how often is the?
There's going to be a paper trail. Somebody got some money. You know what I'm saying? So TMZ's account.
When somebody shows up, and when somebody goes from a Camry to a Camaro or a Corolla to a Stingray overnight, then yeah, I think if they pull up in a Hellcat after taking the bus to work yesterday, then I think maybe look into that person. Hey,
yeah,
you coming to some money recently?
Yeah. By the way, FSU baby sending a super chat. Thank you, sir. He says, Marcel, great job on Around the Horn, brother. And thank you, Big O and Sean. Thank you guys for what you do. Thank you, FSU baby. I appreciate you. Dougie Fresh says, Marcel, I live down the road in Stockton. UOP grad.
Yeah, that's Dougie crazy. Fresh. University of Pacific. Know it well. I had family in Stockton for a while. I didn't spend a ton of time out there. It's probably like a 45-minute drive, give or take, down 5. I did fly out of that airport once or twice, though. Once or twice. Coming back to Arizona, like my mom moved from Sacramento to Dougie probably knows it, to Brentwood in the East Bay over near Antioch. It's the town over.
Brentwood is that where the slasher was at back in the day?
No. There's Brentwood, LA, and then there's Brentwood.
Okay. All right.
Bay. This is Bay Brentwood. It
Bay
was the
Brentwood.
town over from where Najee Harris is
OJ
from.
hasn't done any alleged killing in that Brentwood. It's only the other. Okay.
No, this one is known for corn.
This one's known for corn. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brentwood
All right.
corn. To
All right,
their
Brentwood
credit, that
corn.
corn was damn good. The corn
It
was
is.
damn good. I'll
Okay.
give them that.
Okay. What's
Other
in
than
that?
that, I hated
What's in
Brentwood,
that
bro.
corn? That it
I
makes
don't know.
it so
There's
good?
nothing else to do over there, so I guess they put all their effort into making good corn. I hated
I'm
Summers
still
there.
trying to figure out what Chick-fil-A is doing to us with those chicken sandwiches.
Ah, shoot, I
'Cause
got one on the
that,
way.
that,
I
that shit
honestly,
is dangerous. Okay.
I
Dangerous.
personally, it's hard to say that Popeye's chicken sandwich is better,
No,
but
no.
they're like there's two tiers of the chicken sandwich. Like there's two kinds. Like
Popeye's chicken sandwich is awesome. It's just different.
yeah, like Chick-fil-A
You know what
and
I'm saying?
Popeyes are right here, and then in the same category is like KFC and Burger King in the Popeyes category, and then like McDonald's and Wendy's in the Chick-fil-A category. Like one is like big and crispy and sauce.
Right.
The sauce drives the
The
spice.
taste of the Chick-fil-A sandwich beats every chicken sandwich in all the fast food places.
No,
It's such a tasty little chicken sandwich.
I think Popeyes tastes better. I would rather have a Popeyes chicken sandwich than Chick-fil-A.
The only thing I don't like about the Popeyes chicken sandwich, and I eat it all the time, it's that sometimes it's too breaded, and that's what I don't like about it. And sometimes that's and again, it just doesn't taste as good as a Chick-fil-A.
See, the bulk of the Popeyes chicken sandwiches I've ever eaten were at the Popeyes in Orchard Park, New York, which is the town where the Bill Stadium is, right?
Right.
So if you remember when they ran out of chicken sandwiches, okay?
Yeah.
The Orchard Park one didn't, because Orchard Park is super predominantly white. And historically, they don't know about Popeyes.
Right, exactly.
So I kept going there for like 2 months after they ran out nationally. I was like, how do y'all still have it? And they're like, we don't know. I was
That
like,
is
shoot,
awesome.
I'm not even, I didn't tweet.
You deciphered why that Popeyes wasn't running out of chicken and the rest were. Yes. That
Exactly.
You
I was like,
yes.
I was like, I do not know. I was like, I don't know, who this Popeyes is here for, but it must be here for me.
Yeah, I would agree with that. All right, the Dalvin Cook story. Are you hearing anything whatsoever? I know that now the Jets are being talked about, but I don't even know if they're actually bringing him in or anything like that. So what are you hearing on the Dalvin Cook front? Because I have to ask you.
I haven't heard any update, anything new, any report that Chris Greer is doing his homework. You can say that about any big name that is supposedly available. So, with all due respect to whoever that report came from, he's doing his homework.
By the way, the Dolphins, that report was silly because the Dolphins already did their homework. Dalvin Cook already knows what the offer is. He knows where the Dolphins are coming from. I already said that. So that report is silly.
I think
now, maybe the Jets are now maybe heating up a little bit and maybe they are talking about it. But I can tell you for a fact, the Dolphins have already had this discussion. They already told Dalvin and his agent where they stand. That's it.
I think this goes to show that like it's not as like a home run guarantee as we thought, that he would do whatever it takes to go play for his hometown. Like it's the Dolphins they're in a position.
Hey, to his credit, he's been very honest, Marcel. He wants money and he wants carries. He's been brutally honest about that. And to his credit, I love him for that. At least he's standing for what he believes he is worth and what he wants to do. Now,
I'm not going to sit here and act like he's washed.
Is he in reality? No, but he's going to learn about reality now.
But Dalvin's he's not washed up. His efficiency took a dip last year, in part because he played all 17 games for the first time. He played every game.
Yep.
So, naturally, it's going to go down a little bit, but he was still a 1,000-yard rusher. I think he's the second. It's top 4 leading rusher in the NFL since entering the league.
Yeah, four straight 1,100-yard seasons or more. Bro.
He's an uber talented running back. Yeah. The Dolphins just don't need that. They don't. It's not a need right now. So they're in a position where they're not gonna break the bank for you. Love to have you. Not gonna break the bank.
Right.
Got 3 running backs they believe in right now. they're more than happy to enter the season with those 3 running backs. If
And
Dalvin
I
decides
got to tell you something. We don't ever talk about the 4th enough, but every single damn time you called on Ahmed, brother, that guy was awesome. Every single time he responded. You know, Salvon Ahmed doesn't get enough credit for being a true pro last year. And this is a young cat, but this guy was ready every time, dude. And that running game did not suffer at all when Salvon Ahmed filled in. So let's give a little love to the 4th running back. And maybe that's what it is about the Miami Dolphins. That's why maybe they feel good about their backs. Like, we don't even talk about Salvon Ahmed, and yet McDaniel knows him from his days in San Fran, and then McDaniel knew him from last year, that when they called him, dude, every time he was getting 4 or 5 yards a carry. He was playing
No, I think
last year.
I raved about Salvon Ahmed last training camp. He had a good training camp last year. So
Yeah.
to see him perform in a game wasn't necessarily a surprise. But I think Devon A-Chain can be something special.
I agree.
And I think you want to get they don't need it. Like, it's a win-win, right? Like, if Dalvin comes, you get Dalvin Cook. If he doesn't come, then it's more reps for A-Chain. Like, there's no losing scenario. It's not like, oh my God, it's not like they're rolling. And I say this with all due respect, if the backfield was Gaskin, Ahmed, and if it was Gaskin, Ahmed, and A-Chain, then yeah, maybe shell out a couple more dollars for Dalvin Cook.
Yeah. By the way, he carried the ball 12 times last year, 64 yards, 5.3 yards per carry, and a touchdown. The dude averaged over 5 yards a carry, filling in as the backup back. I mean, that's the other thing that I just think that, you know, again, I think, you know, if it was a lineman, maybe the Dolphins would be much more desperate to sign him, and they'd go after it. But a running back, I think they're happy with their 4, not just their 3. I think they actually like this kid Salvon Ahmed too, and they don't want to crap on him either, unless, you know, Dalvin Cook accepts a deal that is workable in their cap. And if they do that, then you have to take Dalvin Cook because, dude, he's a stud. But it's like you keep saying, nobody's, and it's not just Miami, it's the whole league. You know,
It's hard
I
to
was just talking about this before you came on. It's practically criminal what Tennessee is doing to Derrick Henry. He has carried your sorry-ass franchise for years. You got a quarterback that could never be a difference maker, never be a franchise guy, and this is the guy that's carried you the entire time. Now he's up to his final year. You're going to let him play out his final year, and you're not even giving him an extension. Derrick Henry's the kind of player that you should have retire in your franchise, especially with everything he has sacrificed for your team, because he has been your team right there. He's the guy that everybody has to game plan and fear, because nobody fears your passing game the way they fear Derrick Henry. And for him not to get a new deal, or, you know, nobody even interested in trading for him, it is baffling, because that's the biggest difference maker or mismatch that we've seen at running back since freaking Barry Sanders, dude.
I think it is hard to be a big name free agent running back. We've seen a lot of running back movement. We see a lot of running back movement every year, this year included. There's some very good guys that have been, David Montgomery, Miles Sanders, the kid from Rashad Penny.
Right.
Like that tier of running back, if you're a free agent, you're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
You'll land somewhere.
Yeah.
You don't usually see the Dalvin Cooks hit free agency in their prime. You don't see, Christian McCaffrey isn't hitting free agency. Derrick Henry doesn't hit free agency. Zeke Elliott didn't hit free agency until,
he's washed up.
So he's past his prime. Like that, it doesn't happen. And so this is kind of uncharted territory here to shell out that kind of money to a running back who you're not,
Philadelphia
sentimentally attached to.
Philadelphia did it. They got rid of their top back too, and they're just like, "Oh, we got other guys. We're good. We'll be fine." It's the weirdest. Aaron Jones has been awesome for them. They said, "Hey, we can't pay you 17. You got to take 11, or we're going to let you go." And he took the 11 because he knew he wasn't going to get 11 in the open market if Green Bay lets him go. And he's a hell of a back. It's the craziest thing, dude. And that's why I really feel like Miami ends up with Dalvin Cook, because he's going to find out that the deal that Miami offered it's a little less than some of the other ones, but the other situations will be either a tax state, not a great team, this, that, and he's going to have a chance to win, be in his hometown, and showcase his skills for a year. The more this drags on, the more I feel better for Miami.
Yeah, I think I if I had to guess, it would make the most sense. But who knows? Wouldn't be surprised if a team that had a little more of a need, maybe a little more money, just said, all right, well, this is what you're going to pay. This is what you're going to be paid. If you're a running back, man, I don't care about wins. I want to get paid while I can. You got 5 years to be a legit running back. You have a 5-year window of real earning potential. Anything after that is gravy. So he's flirting with that gravy zone now. I wouldn't blame him one bit. I'm gonna be upset one bit. If I was a Dolphins fan, if you're a running back, go get your money. If you're a player in general, go get your money, but especially if you're a running back.
Yep. I definitely agree with that. All right, what are you working on ESPN so folks can check you out, my friend?
Well, the Tua story I've been teasing finally dropped this morning. If you go to ESPN.com, you go to the NFL page. It was leading the page as of this morning. If not, you can go to the Dolphins specific site, or you can go to my Twitter account. It's pinned to the top. Just a little background into the why he is doing jiu-jitsu this season, how it could help, so on and so forth. Beyond that, man, training camp dates just got announced, so I will be writing that on my calendar, and then I'm taking it easy. I'm going on vacation next week, and Haley's coming into town. We're gonna go up to Epcot.
Oh, there you go. I love Epcot.
Gotta use them while I got them, man. This is why I gotta either stay in Florida or I gotta stay with Disney, because I will not be flying into Florida.
Don't tell DeSantis that. He won't like you if you say.
I don't care. I don't like him. I'm not gonna fly. You couldn't imagine flying to Disney World, like paying for a plane ticket and Disney tickets and a hotel and shit at the park. I'm so happy. Like, I don't have a kid, so I don't have to worry about them. Like,
oh, wait a minute! I want all kinds of discounts now since you work for the mouse. Don't you like?
Yeah, I get like a 10% discount, but like
10%, cheapos.
It's either 10 or 20, but like, what's 10 or 20% for a pair of like a $90 tiara? Yeah, you know what I mean. Like,
and a $300 Mickey Mouse ears. A $300 room is $270. Great. All right. Yeah.
No, I'm a Marriott Gold. You get the Disney discount there. I'd rather go do. I'm staying at a Marriott, like an A-Loft or something property.
Okay.
Like I always do on the road. I'm good on the. I don't want to be around children. A lot of them. And so that's that. When we went last year, we went with her niece.
That's what parents say after a while too. By the way, they don't want to be around children either.
Look, we went with her 4-year-old niece. That was fun. She's a great kid. Is one.
So you're
child.
not going to Disney. You're staying in Epcot just so you can stay around adults. Is that what you're doing?
Let's see. We're going to Epcot to drink, and then
what else do you do at Epcot?
I want to go to Hollywood Studios because I want to go to Star Wars World. I didn't get to go last year because I was with Haley, her mom, and their 4-year-old niece. I wasn't winning that debate, so we went to Animal Kingdom instead. It was cool. Seeing little girl, she saw the.
No, I like it. I enjoy Animal Kingdom. I'm a big animals person. So
it was cool. It was cool. Like, easy to get around. We went to Magic Kingdom afterward. Yeah. The end of the night, saw the fireworks show. I don't want to see the fireworks show, but it's not my birthday, so I won't choose that. I hope she's not watching this, so she doesn't know how I feel. But we went last year, and all I could think of, man, as we were tucked in this tight courtyard, was, damn, it's gonna suck getting out of here.
Right.
It was gonna suck getting out of here. It took us an hour and a half to get out the park.
Yeah.
Like, be in line and with the stroller and all that. So yeah, I don't know about all that, but I want to do those. I want to do Epcot and Star Wars. But also, have you seen the Tron ride? I want to do the Tron ride.
I haven't done that. I've seen the Tron ride, but I haven't done it yet. The motorcycles. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's one of those. I think you have to you have to book at 7 a.m. that day. And
I want to buy the Tron machine. the one you stand in. That's like a bucket list thing I want to buy for my home. Is the stand-up Tron. That's the one. That's the killer. Have you played that video game? The stand-up Tron that you step inside, because it's like you're inside a box. You step in. It's not there's two different Tron games. There's the regular Tron game that's just a regular stand-up, and you play and all that. But then there's another one that's a big ass box that you step inside and you play. That's actually that Tron is the best, dude. That's one of my favorite video games of all time.
Yeah, when we went last year, Guardians, I wanted to definitely got to do Guardians. That had just opened. And it was like a 2-hour wait without the queue, like without entering the queue. So that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah. So you got to get in, and then and you got to have your tickets for the Star Wars thing like right away. So that way,
so it's like I'm gonna I'll do some research and figure out, because it might be we can only pick one, and I'll try to get a back-to-back reservations, like day back-to-back days, but it's summer, so who knows. Either way, it should be fun. It's for Haley's birthday. She's calling me right now. She's been up in Connecticut hosting for CBS Sports Golazo, their soccer network.
Yeah.
So
Good.
I think she might have some big news to share with me here. So.
Good. All right. Go take care of Haley. Appreciate you as always, my man. Have a great weekend. We'll catch up next week. Enjoy Disney.
Appreciate y'all. All right.
You got it, baby.
Peace.
Be good. There you go. The champion, baby. Marcel, Louis, Jacques. And when we talk about Welton Rayom, I love those guys, man. I watched them firsthand get Progressive and just crush their asses. And Progressive, just like every other insurance company, when you call them, they're out to take advantage of you. Okay, they're great at collecting your the premium every month, but when it comes to actually paying back and taking care of you when you got damage, these insurance companies are pretty slow in that process. This is why Welton Rayom, they've been here in South Florida for well over 20 years. They're in Hollywood. They service anywhere throughout South Florida, even Florida. One of our listeners in Orlando came down and hired Welton Rayom. By the way, you don't even have to walk into the offices. You can call. Free consultation. Call Jeff right now, 954-966-4646. Ask for Jeff Welt. Tell him that Big O sent you. You're dealing with property damage, condo damage, criminal defense, business owner claims, bankruptcy, commercial litigation, personal injury. Call my guys at Welton Rayom. I promise you they will take care of you. And again, the consultation is free. So explain what's going on. Jeff will tell you if you have a case and where to start and how to attack this whole thing so you can get right, because we know these insurance companies are going to make it hard on you. These guys were so good that the guy for Progressive screwed up so much that he got fired. Okay? That's how badly Jeff and Dan crushed Progressive Insurance. So you need these kind of people. And by the way, they have their own adjusters. So if you have any business or home damage or anything like that from a broken water pipe or weather or whatever it is, and you're going to call the insurance company, no. You call Welton Rayom first. They will send their adjusters so they can make sure what the damage is, and then they're going to call the insurance company for you. You're not even going to have to do anything except collect your check and get everything fixed the way you deserve it. 954-966-4646.
This has been another session of the Welton Rayom Miami Dolphins Report with Marcel Louis-Jacques. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. They handle complex personal injury claims caused by the fault of another in both state and federal courts. They handle auto, trucking, motorcycle, slip and fall, and bicycle accidents. Call 954-966-4646. Welton Rayom can help.
I tell you guys all the time about Cutter's Edge Pro, man, and what they did with our backyard and made it a pure oasis. That's our Sylvester tree right there. A beautiful day, providing a ton of sunshine. We've got one exactly like this out in the front yard, and it is absolutely gorgeous. There's Bono hanging around on the artificial turf. What's up, Bono? What's the word, baby? There you go, wagging that little tail. Maiden, there she is. Ziggy. How you doing, Ziggy? There you go. So we got the doggies hanging out. So just want to give you a little, we got some of the trees starting off from this way with the artificial turf. You see, there's Ziggy again, of course. Got it all the way, and look, we got some flowers coming out. That tree now will start to also spring, and it's absolutely beautiful too. So got all that. You know, they can do all kinds of things for you in your backyard to kind of make it an oasis, which is what we've done. And obviously the dogs can play. What's up, Bono? I got him there hanging out. Maiden, there she is. There she is, the one and only. She's mean as a skunk, by the way. Just want you to know. She's awesome with us, but I mean, if you're a stranger, you don't want to meet Mated. So as you can see, and then the artificial turf, remember, there's no watering. There's no cutting the grass. It looks fabulous like this the entire time. You know what I'm saying? It's beautiful. Back here in this corner is where we put the barbecue. I wheel it out, cook, then I wheel it back in. See, looks beautiful, doesn't it? Flowers are coming out. It's awesome. And then when I want to play a little golf, there's my putting green down the side, which is a beautiful thing. There's one of the holes all the way to the other side where Bono is at. All lights up. It's really beautiful when it lights up. See, we got the rough. Got several. Got one on that side. Got one over there in the corner. When Bono's leaving, got rough all over the place, man. Just in case, you know, you get the ball trapped in there. That's it. That's another swing. Right, Maiden? So, check it out. CuttersEdgePro.com. Make your home an oasis. Make your business, your HOA complex, condominium, you name it, they got you, bro. They do it all. All right? They can cut your trees down, and the artificial turf, I swear by it. Really easy to maintain, and it looks just absolutely freaking beautiful. Cutter's Edge Pro. Right, Ziggy?
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Two at times says nothing better than getting shit-faced at Epcot. It is fun. He's right.
Very true.
He is right. He is right. All right. Hour number 2, right, of the program?
Hour number 2.
What's up?
All right. The Washington Wizards, you know, they made the trade for Chris Paul.
Yeah.
All right. So they got the Warriors are sending Jordan Pooh.
Right.
Sorry. I just lost it. Ryan Rollins, a protected first-round pick in 2030, and a second-rounder in 2027 to the Wizards for Paul. But this is where now also Woj has released the details of what the Washington and Phoenix finalizing the Bradley Beal trade.
Oh, okay.
So the Wizards get 6 second-round draft picks.
Right.
And 4
and there's switches too, right?
The swaps are in the first round.
Oh, okay.
4 first-round pick swaps. So the Suns are sending seconds in 2024, 2025, 26, 27, 28, and 30. and then pick swaps in 24, 26, 28, and 30 of the
Right.
first
Whoever has the lowest
Yeah.
thing gets
round,
the
which will be
they
the Wizards.
right, which will be the Wizards. Well, so
But
they'll get
all that they've done all this in 2 days trading Paul and Beal. The Wizards have
yeah, they got a ton of picks now. They got all kinds of crap, and we'll see if they can build something with that. Still got to make the right picks.
because the Heat don't have their picks, right? Is that
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. We have the 18th pick this year. Yeah, they have a couple picks they can trade.
So
Yeah,
then,
but
like
they
you
don't
said,
have
there was that
4 or
sticking
5
point.
of them that they can trade.
Yeah, the sticking point was
And
that
that's what
contract.
seems to be the listen. I didn't want Beal anyway, so I don't.
I
really,
didn't either. But it really, like, as you start bringing it down, it was the whole Duncan. I believe the contract that they didn't want to take on.
They didn't want to take the salary on
because
and Riley talked about it in his press conference that a trade like this, there has to be they have to dump salary.
you can't pick up an extra.
They're not going to take on the
especially
salary.
Beal's salaries. I mean, what by the end of it, it's up to 57
Oh my God, it's
million, I think it is.
ridiculous, dude.
It's just out
For an often injured player.
Yeah.
It's just an absolutely
It's
ridiculous.
going to be interesting to see this Phoenix Suns team, right? Because this is the team. This is that Brooklyn team that Iyer was scared of.
Right.
Now they're in Phoenix and they're still just as injured.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. But you got to get the right. If they don't have the right role players around those guys,
but
they're going to struggle big time.
But also judging by, and again, I don't know Phoenix's.
They're going to be killing themselves.
But when you look at it, they're going to be hamstrung, right? They've got to be getting into that second tier at some point. I don't know if they've been there before or not, but if they get in there the second time, they can't use mid levels. They can't. So how do you surround by role players? Because that's another thing that Riley said in the thing. He's like, if you get into that area, you can't surround anybody with anybody.
Right, exactly. Like he was saying, we wouldn't have been able to pick up Battier or
that
guys
doesn't
like
happen these days.
Right. I'm with you. By the way, Bitcoin still holding strong. By the way, over 30,000, which we love seeing that. I like it. Somebody sent it in. Who is it? I just saw it there because it's something I have on my Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk. They're deadly serious about fighting each other in a UFC octagon. And Dana says it would be the biggest fight in the history of the world. So says UFC President Dana White. So he told TMZ that he's been talking and texting with Mark and Elon on Wednesday night and into Thursday and say both men want to square off in Vegas. Talked with Mark and Elon last night. Both guys are absolutely dead serious about this. And it started on Wednesday when Musk responded to a report Zuck was going to launch his own version of Twitter, to which Elon responded, "I'm up for a cage match if he is, LOL." The Facebook founder got wind of the tweet and served up a message of his own, writing, "Send me the location. By the way, that's code in the world of UFC for he's really serious." So fight on. People weren't exactly sure if the men were just messing around, but alas, White says they're not. As for how big the event could be, Dana believes it would easily be the most watched fight ever, saying the biggest fight of all time was Floyd and Conor. I just think this triples it. It triples what it did. There's no limit on what you can make of this. Dana's confident both men are capable of handling themselves. Zuck has been in jiu-jitsu competitions recently, and Elon has done martial arts and told Dana he was involved in plenty of fights growing up in South Africa. So he said, Dana White says the cost for the pay-per-view would be $100 a pop. It's normally $80 for a UFC fight. Forget about it, what it would cost to watch in the arena. Dana expects the fight would gross hundreds of millions of dollars, and the loot would go up for charity. What do you think about that? What do you think about it?
What a freaking joke.
And what if I tell you he's right?
What?
That it's going to be monstrous.
No, I don't think so.
Yes, it will be.
And you know what? Shame on both of those guys, because for as smart as they are, they're just as dumb.
Right. Well, yeah, but I mean, you've seen some of the things they've done in the past. So it's not just because you're smart doesn't really mean you always have common sense.
Yeah, but
you know, I'm sure
Musk owns what?
I'm sure Robert Kraft is pretty smart overall. Being at an Asian day spa is not very smart. You know what I'm saying?
No,
so you could be really smart and do stupid things, like the owner of the Patriots. that you're at an Asian day spa getting a happy ending.
Yeah,
and
he didn't own the Asian day spa.
it doesn't matter. You're still a billionaire going to a place like that. When you,
Yes,
all you have to do, when you're a billionaire like that, you know what you do? You rent a suite. You have your bodyguards or whatever. They go hire the girls. They bring them up. They sign a form, a release form, and then you go have your fun, and everybody leaves, and all pros get paid, and nobody ever finds out. You're a billionaire. You don't go to an Asian day spa where they can film you.
No, but this is where I'm
You know what I
saying
mean? But I'll tell you what.
I'll listen to you first.
No, but I'll tell you why this is going to be the biggest fight.
All right.
And he's right. Here's where all of you have to learn to come back to reality. We're in the sports world. You know, the basketball game. The nation doesn't give a shit about the basketball game or football game we watch. I don't know if you know that, folks, but the average person is not a sports fan. We're the minorities. You know what the average person knows? They know Elon Musk more than they know anything about football or basketball or baseball. Tesla's the number one automobile in Europe. Did you know that this past year? They sold more cars than everyone else. So everybody knows Elon. The average person, you and I aren't going to buy this fight, but we're the minorities. Do I give a shit about Zuckerberg taking on Elon Musk? I don't. But the average person, which outnumbers us all over the world, knows Elon Musk. They know Mark Zuckerberg. Why? Because more people are into Facebook or Meta than they are into sports. More people know about Tesla than they know about sports. More people know about what happened in the news today or anything else than they do about sports. You and I live in this. I've been doing sports talk for 33 years. So I live in a bubble of sports, but I know I'm in that echo chamber, but I realize it's an echo chamber. I know there are mall. We think everybody's into whatever that we watch, and it's just not true. I mean, most of you are married. Most of your wives don't care about your sports. They just tolerate you and they support you in your silliness because that's what great women do. You know, they just kind of support their husbands in silliness because they're usually the mature ones and we're usually, you know, the putzes of the relationship. It's kind of the way it goes. All right. And neither does your grandmother and neither does your mother-in-law and a lot of your male friends. They may not care about sports. When you go to work, you'll see a lot of your friends that, no, I didn't watch the game. Oh, I don't know anything about this. Oh, I don't know anything about that. So I'm thinking around the world, the non-sports fan, and especially those that are involved with money, the $100 for them is going to be a joke. And then here's the other thing that I want you to know. Elon has a very strong following because of Tesla. There's a ton of people that believe in Elon and everything that he's doing for society, which, by the way, he's doing a lot of good things. Actually, he really is doing a lot. He says some stupid things, and we all say stupid things, and we all do dumb things sometimes, like getting in a ring to go fight somebody. But the average person doesn't care about sports, but they probably know more about Musk and Zuckerberg, right? I can see where it will draw major interest all over the world from different kinds of people, not you and me, not the minorities, and not those of us that live in this echo chamber thinking that everybody knows what we know and follows everything we follow, and they don't. So I can see where Dana White thinks he's going to sell a crap ton because just out of the intrigue, he'll get people to buy it. He's going to get a ton of people that have never bought a pay-per-view in their lives.
My thing is this. Zuckerberg runs Facebook, right?
Yes, and Meta, Facebook, yes.
Musk runs Twitter, right?
And Tesla.
But yet you're going to give Dana White this money?
Well, they said the money's going to go to charity.
But either run it on Facebook and Twitter. What's better way to use your social media avenues? If you're going to put the fight on,
No, but it's a pay-per-view.
put it on there.
No, but it's pay-per-view.
You're telling you can't sell.
I don't think
These guys wouldn't be able to sell ads and revenue toward generating money.
Yeah, but you want to put it on a big screen. You want to make sure it goes on, in different places. So I think you put it on pay-per-view. That's how you can
Instead
control
of getting billions of people to your platform.
Because then there's the competition. Who's going to Twitter? Who's going to Facebook? And who cashes in more?
Hey, then Zuckerberg or somebody you'll have even more if Zuckerberg knocks out Musk and Facebook beats Twitter.
No, but what I'm saying is they may not be able to maximize the revenue out of it, even though they'll get the page views and all that stuff. So I think that's why they're doing it on pay-per-view, because they can control the money that way. And then they can donate it and do whatever they want if they want to,
I just think if you're a businessman, you use that end of it. So Dana White's using them as a business. You think Dana White gives two craps about Musk and Zuckerberg? No, his eyes is, hey, look, I can get more eyes on my product.
I think he's trying to make sure he makes some better connections with some big time people. I think that's what he's doing.
But it's just like he's using it for a business opportunity.
Yeah, but I can see where he thinks they're going to sell a lot.
I mean, you make sense with that end of it there, but
yeah, but not for us
again, because
it's not us.
$100 for pay-per-view. You're driving a Tesla, you can pay the $100.
Right, it's a joke. Right, it's a joke.
That's
Yep. And that's why I think that you're going to get a lot of the people, not us, are going to be interested in it. It's crazy, man. But yeah. Let me tell you a little bit about Essential Moving Experts. We love talking about Essential Moving Experts. Folks, tell them that Big O sent you. They'll take care of you. Over 1,700 happy customers have already experienced it, and they tell you all the time. And I tell you now for well over almost a year and a half now, Essential Moving Experts, man. Sean Williams, Brooke, all the great people out there. They're stationed, their headquarters are in Daytona, but they work the entire country. So it doesn't matter if you're looking to move here in Dade County or you're looking to move in Georgia or New York or in California or Michigan, call my people at Essential Moving Experts, 386-213-4054. That's 386-213-4054. And it doesn't matter, like I said, long moving services, home moving services, long distance moving services, office relocation, and on the house. If you need to move and maybe the where you're moving to, the house or the business not ready yet, they can hold your stuff up to 1 month on the house in their warehouses. Now, if you need longer, then you can negotiate a longer period of time. If you need 2 or 3 months, you can talk to the people at Essential Moving Experts, and they'll get it done for you. Flat rates, by the way, no surprise charges, safe and efficient loading and unloading practices all the time. Go onto the website. You can make an appointment at support@movinghelpdesk.com. But call them and tell them that Big O sent you. 386-213-4054. Let's get to Alan Poupart and our EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins report next.
Dolphins fans, time to get insight on your favorite team with your favorite reporter with an Expos hat. Sports Illustrated's Alan Poupart in our EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins report, exclusively on a Big O radio show.
All right. Oh, you forgot the other matter they're fighting about. Both have been the richest men in the world at one point, have been critical of the other in the past. They generally don't like each other. Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. I know that Poupart will be the first guy to buy the pay-per-view of Zuckerberg versus Musk. Right, Poupart? Right? You're buying that, right?
No.
Huh?
No.
No.
No, just tell me the aftermath and no.
I guarantee you, folks, if you go by his house that night, it'll be on. It'll be on. It'll be on. Yeah. Who you picking? Musk or Zuckerberg?
I don't think either one of them, from what I've seen and know, are particularly physically impressive or imposing, I should say. I don't know.
Zuckerberg's a redhead, right?
I think it's a redhead or brown hair, yeah, something like that.
Is he kind of like a strawberry? I'm gonna lean on the strawberry side. I'm gonna go with the smaller Zuckerberg.
Much younger than Musk, is he not?
Yes.
Isn't that kind of unfair then?
Yes, he is a little younger than Musk, and he practices jujitsu too. On top of all of that, so he and
I know somebody else who practices that.
he and Tua are doing a lot of that. So that's By the way, that report that he's been thrown to the floor a lot. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, that's the way Marcel phrased his tease to his ESPN story. That was interesting.
Yeah.
Gotta be careful how you phrase things. Somebody's jump on it. Is gonna jump on it at every turn. It never fails.
Yeah. No, but it's kind of what he has to go through it. I can tell you this, that I took judo, and falling is, brother, it's a big part of it early on. You're constantly, like, it gets boring. That's how much you practice falling in judo. Okay, that's how much it is. It gets boring to a point. So I think eventually we'll help him out a little bit. Is it going to be perfect? No, of course not. It's not going to protect him from everything. All right, let's get to the elephant in the room.
And the bottom line is it's not going to hurt. That's one thing. So even if it helps 2%, it's 2% that otherwise wouldn't be there. So,
dude, it might help him in the locker room if he trips on something, and because you could get hurt. David Bowens blew out at least that's what he told us, but he blew out a ligament in his knee from changing a light bulb. That he got on a stool. You remember that? You remember that?
I remember Laramie Tunsil getting hurt in the shower.
Yeah, Laramie Tunsil also got hurt in the shower. That's right. Very good memory. And so I remember David Bowens was changing a light bulb, and he says that he jumped off the stool, and boom, he blew out a knee ligament there. And obviously I think it was Jimmy in those days. It might have been Jimmy or might have been Dave, because I think he was picked up by Jimmy and then kept through with Dave for a couple of years. But one of them was obviously just kind of frustrated with it, because remember, David Bowens in those days was like a standout special teamer, and then like a fill-in backup end is what he was.
He was a very, very good complimentary player.
Very good. And a really good dude, bro.
Yep, I agree.
All right. One of the nicest dudes out there, bro. He was a really, really cool guy. I still have my own David Bowens signed jersey.
Nice.
Yeah. It was like the last day of the season, and we were, they were emptying out the lockers. Okay. And he goes, "Hey, here." And I go, "Oh." And then I looked over to Harvey and to Neil, and I go, "Can I accept this?"
Yeah.
And he goes, "Yes, if they're giving it to you, you can accept it."
Nice.
And I go, "Okay, then I'm going to accept it." Okay, good. And then I said, "Well, sign it." And then he signed it, and I still have it, So it was like, but you know how it was in those days. It's like I had to look at Harvey over and go, "Harvey, David Bowens is going to give me this jersey. Can I take it?" Sure, you can do it if he's giving it to you. Yes, it's all right.
96, right? If memory
96. 96. Yes, 96. Okay. Very good dude. All right, let's get to what we have to talk about. And it's frustrating because I have no information. I have no film. First, there was a report of a slap. Then we don't know if there was really a slap. Supposedly it's in the thing. Then they say he was fishing for tarpon. Now it's not fishing for tarpon. They were boat hopping on other boats, and they were told not to do that. And then they said that the investigation was over and they're not pressing charges. Now the investigation's continuing and they're going to press charges. So I don't know what the hell is going on and what to believe at this point, Poop. What can you help me out and help us out with that actually has some information?
Well, I can tell you that Andy Slater, who was the first one who came out with the report that the investigation was over, who has very, very good police sources, came out and again today was adamant about, even though it may not officially be that the Miami-Dade police wants to say officially that the investigation is over, for all intents and practices, the investigation is over, is what he's saying, regardless of what is being said officially, and that the only way this moves forward is if the victim wants to, go to the state attorney's office and press charges.
So that was reported that he is going to press charges now. So,
well, what's in the police report was that he was willing to press charges. But that doesn't mean charges are going to be forthcoming. That's
yeah, they still could pay him off and keep him quiet.
Well, that's part of it, and then not just because the victim wants to have charges pressed means that they're going to be charges. I mean, the investigation by the police has to show that there is just cause to file charges. So it's
where's the video? There's a video.
Supposedly police has it, and then they'll review it. And here's the thing, and it's like I tweeted. It's like you don't want to hear any crap in June. Seriously, when the players go off after the offseason program, the only news you want to hear from a football team basically is players signing, or like the Dolphins did today when they released their training camp schedule of practices open to the public. Right. Outside of that, you don't want any news because usually that the kind of news you're going to get in June and early July is bad news. And it very well may be that this ends up, being not significant in the grand scheme of things. And at the very least, it's going to be a bad PR hit for Tyreek Hill.
Yeah. And that's the one thing that Tyreek it was kind of expected, right? They started talking about his past now. And so this is something that you're here with a fresh start and you kind of want to bury all that kind of stuff and kind of forget about that. And now you kind of have to relive the past by adding this as a new chapter to the whole thing. And to me, that's probably the part that's got to frustrate him, that now people are going to say that, hey, he really hasn't changed. He has issues with violence.
Correct. And the sad truth is, like it or not, he has that in his past. He's not going to be afforded the benefit of the doubt like somebody who has a clean past would be afforded. And this is a guy who's been out and about in South Florida and other parts, being very visible. He's made it a point to connect with the community and with people, whether it be he's playing video games on Twitch, his store at Aventura Mall. He's doing summer camps all over the place.
Yeah.
With the Soul Runner Speed Academy and then even other stuff. He showed up at X's celebrity softball game on Saturday to lend his support and all that. And the guy it had been like perfect from every standpoint for him since the trade, with his first year production on the field. Not only that, but the fact that what he brought in terms of intangibles with his work ethic, practice habits, the way he was, pumping up everybody, instilling confidence in everybody. There are a lot of reasons too was play elevated last year, one of which obviously was the emergence of Mike McDaniel, better personnel around him. But I think the fact that he was shown so much public support from McDaniel first and from teammates, starting with Tyreek, that also helped. So in a lot of different ways, it was like above and beyond all expectations for Tyreek in his first year with Miami, which makes it frustrating that this crap had to pop up,
Yeah, no, I'm with you. It's just it sucks, and now you've got to deal with all the other stuff that comes, with this territory, and he's got to deal with it. We'll see where this ends up.
No, and having said, just one quick other point, if I may, just having said all that, is all I can go by is the police report and all that, and what's been reported as far as the facts. I don't know exactly what happened. If it does turn out that he did something he shouldn't have done, then obviously that's all on him. And when I say it's frustrating, it's frustrating. It's disappointing from us looking at him. But if it's possible he brought this on himself again, if the facts show.
Well, dude, if he did slap the guy, then he brought it on himself.
There's no excuse for that.
Yeah, if you are boat hopping and you're trying to check out another boat and they tell you you're not supposed to be on there, well, then just get the hell out. And if you're tarpon fishing, you're not supposed to, stop tarpon fishing. That's it. It's pretty simple, bro. When they tell you to return the papers, just return the papers. That's all. That's all you got to do. Just pay attention, do what they ask you, and then everything else will work out, and you don't end up with any other issues.
And the rules apply to you even if you're Tyreek Hill and you wear number 10 for the Miami Dolphins. That's just how it goes.
By the way, the Dalvin Cook thing, there's not anything, to follow up on. But I was just talking with Marcel about this, and I just thought about this. It sucks to be Salvon Ahmed right now. Right? Because
sure,
you're like Wow, dude! Like I signed here, and I thought I was going to have a shot here. Obviously, I got an edge over Miles because I know the system better, and I played well in it last year. He averaged 5.3 yards per carry in the 12 carries he had. So every time you asked him to run the ball, he was ready. But then that poor kid has got to hear about Dalvin Cook for months now, and that's got to be tough for him because the other three guys are safe no matter what, whether Cook comes or not. The other three guys are safe. The last two guys, they're definitely not safe, especially if Cook comes. That's got to be rough for a kid like Salvon Ahmed, who continues to try to prove himself that he belongs in this league. And you know what? Being around him like you have, it's not like all he does are the right things.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
You know what I mean? It's kind of screwed up.
Yeah, but to me, it started before that. To me, it started sucking for Salvon Ahmed when they drafted Devon Achane in the 3rd round.
Right, of course.
Because they're kind of similar skill set type of guys, except that Achane just a little bit faster. And they didn't draft him in the 3rd round just to sit on the bench as a rookie, because running back's kind of a position where the learning curve's a lot lesser than it would be, let's say, wide receiver or linebacker, for example. So I think it was bad from the beginning for him the second they drafted Achane, and now this whole talk of Dalvin Cook. I mean, they signed Dalvin Cook. He may be begging, let's cut me. Let me go try to, somewhere else. But here's the other thing about Dalvin Cook. I mean, and I just tweeted about this not too long ago. They are like, quote unquote, reports the Dolphins have done their homework on Dalvin Cook. I mean, no shit, Sherlock, really? I mean, and I tweeted and somebody.
By the way, the Dolphins had already done their homework, so it's just so stupid, that story. It's just
like everybody's not doing their homework when a player of that caliber comes. Like when D-Hop became available, you don't think every single team like, guys, what do we think of this? D-Hop make sense for us? And then you may have 3 or 4 teams like no, pass. And same with Dalvin Cook. What, 5, 6, 7 teams, however you want to say. I mean, certainly not a third of the league will be like, no, that's not even worth considering. And then everybody else will be like, well, let's play it out. Let's see how much he wants. Let's see if we can make it fit and all that. And of course you do your homework and you evaluate. Duh.
Right. No, of course. Do you think the Jets are a real threat to sign him, or do you think it's just hot air out there?
No, I absolutely think the Jets are a threat to sign them. Remember, Breece Hall is a stud. He's also coming off a torn ACL. And who knows exactly when he's going to be back to being Breece Hall. And this is a team with major aspirations now that they made the trade for Aaron Rodgers. I know they have Michael Carter as a backup. I can't recall if they picked up somebody else in the offseason of note. But I absolutely think, guess what? Here's the term I'm going to use. They're going to do their homework on Dalvin Cook. And I could see in Simon there. It makes good sense for them, and maybe they'll be willing to pay more than the Dolphins would be willing to pay.
Okay, let's just play a little. Let's play a little hypothetical game here. Let's say the slap is real. Mm-hmm. Let's say he does press charges, or not. It doesn't really matter for the NFL. Then they do their own investigation that there was a slap, even if he got paid off, let's say, and there is no pressing of charges. But they see the video, they see the incident, it really happened. The NFL can do whatever the hell they want. Because of his past, and some of the stuff really never stuck also in the past too. Some of them just ended up becoming allegations and all that, and it really didn't end up being guilty. But
correct.
Do you think there's a chance that there's a suspension if this goes the other way and there is some guilty on his side of this whole thing?
Yeah, if there's at some point TMZ is going to have the video.
Shocked they don't have it already.
I know. I'm actually surprised too. They're going to have it at some point, and if it shows indeed a slap in the back of the head, which is what the police report says, and then him charging after him afterwards, as the police report says, and the one thing that my understanding is that they can use in their adjudication of this particular situation is what happened at Oklahoma State, which they couldn't use in and of itself to do anything when he came into the NFL, but now it can be used in evaluating what happens now, and that wouldn't help his case. And so, in a worst case scenario, if it goes south there, I absolutely could see a case where he could be facing league discipline.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be a long suspension, but I can see a game or two maybe, but not more than that. I don't think it'll be more than that because it's not necessary. Again, if it's just a slap, I don't think it'll be that bad. But again, if he chased them and all that, who knows, dude? That's a situation that I just don't understand. What'd you think of the training camp schedule? 26-day reports, apparently, right? So that means what, the 27th we're allowed in, right? Because usually the first day we're not. Is that the way it goes?
Well, they announced that the public schedule and the first open practice is July 30th. The one thing that was noteworthy to me, because the rest it's kind of like basic, is they're having a team scrimmage at Hard Rock Stadium.
Yeah, I saw that.
On that Saturday before the joint practices with the Falcons. Of course, you have the two sets of joint practices with the Falcons and then with the Texans the following week. Outside of that, I mean, the Buffalo Bills training camp schedule came out this week, and it began first practice July 26th. So, and with the way the CBA is, you're looking at a team where the starting dates are pretty much all going to be the same. So you kind of knew that this was coming.
Okay. Do we know anything on the injury front for anybody right now? Any of the guys that we're trying to rehab a little bit, everything still on pace? Do we know anything about that? Because I know they don't share that much with you guys during the off season.
No, they don't share anything. Trill Williams shared that he was feeling fantastic and he got cleared by the end of OTAs, which means he'll be ready to go for the start of training camp. And I got him as a major X factor on this defense. I was massively intrigued by what he could bring to the secondary last summer, only to see him go down with a torn ACL in the preseason opener against Tampa Bay while he's dropping a wide receiver for like a 4-yard loss on a screen pass.
I know, man.
And the dude can move, and he's huge.
And he's big. Yes,
yeah.
Exactly. He was so big, they gave him a linebacker number at the beginning.
51, you are correct. Until he switched to 6. Yeah, no. No, I'm like...
I like, some people tell me, why do you count Trill? Oh, he's done nothing. And I go, yeah, he's done nothing. But I watched him in training camp, and the kid was turning the corner, bro. You watched him from the year before where he was a little raw, and then you watched him last year in training camp, and you were just talking about it and elaborating a little bit. Those of us that were watching were like, hey, man, this Trill Williams kid is, feeling more comfortable and looking good. And so now the poor kid has to step into a new system now. So it'll be a little bit of a challenge for him and everybody else. But I'm with you, dude. I really liked what I was seeing from Trill. And it just seemed like another one of those finds for them in the secondary, that somehow they have an eye to find these kind of guys like the new kid this year that started, and we'll see if it continues. Is it Rhodes or whatever? What was it?
Thompson.
Huh? What is
Bryce
it?
Thompson.
Bryce Thompson. That's it. Not Rhodes. Thompson. Bryce Thompson, that kid. And we're like, okay, now it's a mental note. All right, kid, let's see what happens when the pad comes on. But again, are you going to be shocked? Am I going to be shocked if Bryce Thompson, a couple of weeks into training camp, we're like, wow, they found another one? We can't, right? Like,
no, the dude looked the part, man. I'll give you another one. Would it be so crazy to think that maybe Trill Williams can push for that starting safety job opposite Javon Holland?
Not at all. Not at all. Not at all.
Because there's no slam dunk guy here. Deshaun Elliott's a veteran who's got a lot of starts in his career.
Right.
His coverage metrics from the last 2 years, not good, even though my guy in Detroit says he actually wasn't bad, better in the numbers. And then it's Brandon Jones coming back from a torn ACL. And like I said, I am fascinated, might be a little bit of a strong word, but I'm very, very intrigued by the development of Trill Williams in training.
Well, that's a competition that we're all going to be looking at, because while Brandon did turn the corner last year and started to play better in coverage, which is what he needed to do, now he's coming back from an injury. He's got to learn a new system. So it becomes a little bit of a challenge for him and everybody else. So that's kind of the reason why that job might be, no, not might. It is up in the air, because Vic Fangio doesn't have any loyalty to anybody at that position right now, and he shouldn't. Correct. You know what I mean? So everybody should be wide awake and saying, I got a shot at this. And what we've seen from Trill, he kind of fits the safety mold, and he can hit too.
He can card for you. You're talking about a guy who played cornerback. So He's got the coverage skills, and
Yeah.
he can hit because he's built like a linebacker almost.
Yeah. Trill Williams is one of those guys that I have a keen eye on that kid because he showed me a little something last year, and I got to give him respect on that. All right, what else are you working on alldolphins.com, my friend?
Well, we're keeping tabs on the Tyreek Hill situation. I published all the the training camp schedule. I'm going to republish, for those who may have missed it, the entire 2023-2024 calendar with a Dolphin emphasis on it. And then a little bit later on today, I'm going to put out a call for questions for a mailbag for this weekend. And tomorrow I'm going to be doing something looking at odds pertaining to both individual players and the team.
Okay. Big D coming in with a really classic line here. Tyreek was thinking of that old Funkadelic song. Whoop, side the head. Whoop, upside your head. Say whoop, side your head. Whoop, upside your head. Yeah, I remember that song. You know that one from the Funkadelic?
No.
No?
I know who there it is, but I don't know this one.
Yeah. I remember that. That's
well, you're older than me, so you would remember more.
Yes, exactly. By the way, would you get in a tiny sub to go down to see the Titanic for $250,000?
No, and the gross part about this is couldn't $1 million be served for a better purpose than to go see the remnants of a ship that sank 111 years ago?
It's stupid. It's ridiculous.
I went on the USS Arizona when I went to Hawaii for the first time, and it felt creepy. Actually, I mean, I did it for like historical purposes, but it felt creepy. And in spoiler alert, I didn't pay $250,000 to do it.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's just it's at a point where I have a hard time having a lot of sympathy because it just seems like a really stupid thing to do with a lot of money. It just does, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's just absolutely ridiculous. All right, follow him on Twitter at Poop NFL and catch his work there at alldolphins.com and videos too as they get it going. And make sure you bookmark it alldolphins.com because that officially makes you a Dolphins fan. Poop, have a great weekend, my friend. As always, I appreciate you, and don't go slapping anybody.
I will do my best. I haven't done that since I was playing hockey in my younger days.
There you go. A Denozo type of, that's what I was
thinking. You know how fisticuffs erupt after the whistle blows. It was always while somebody else was looking for it and in the heat of the moment.
Because Denozo could have been suing forever because he got slapped over the head a whole bunch of times. Jesus. Anyway. All right. Follow him on Twitter at Poopart NFL. Alan, have a great weekend, my friend. Be good.
Right back at you, my man.
Thank you, sir. EJD Construction. Yes, sir. We love talking about Eric. And by the way, EJD Construction, they are also our title sponsor for our Miami Dolphins pre- and post-game show. That was decided today. So we appreciate Eric and all the great people there at EJD Construction, 305-433-4843. Many of you already in Dade and Broward counties have called EJD Construction. Some of you have gotten work, and some of you may need some work. You may have some water damage. You may have some roof damage. You may need a new roof. You may need to get maybe you want to build what's it called? An efficiency. One of our listeners is building an efficiency so they can rent it out and make some money because they got extra room on their property. There you go. Another one of our listeners built one for an Airbnb. How about that, folks? Or maybe your family is growing and you need to expand the home. Maybe you need to add a second floor. Maybe you want to put a observation deck on the top of your house, which I think is the coolest thing. There are so many things to do. We got a couple of listeners that have made a home theater with stadium seating, which again, that is super. By the way, you guys are more than welcome to invite me to see a movie in stadium seating, okay? Or maybe we can watch Musk and Zuckerberg on stadium seating. There we go, because Sean is dying to see that fight. No, but seriously, call the great people at EJD Construction. I'm talking about custom home construction, major home remodeling, modernize that kitchen, create a killer man cave with TVs everywhere coming out of the roof or the wall or whatever. They can do it all for you, man. 305-433-4843. 4843. They are fully insured. So that way, anybody and everybody that works there, if they happen to get hurt on your property, you are not going to get sued. So please, even if you don't hire EJD Construction, whoever you hire to work at your home, make sure they're insured, because if somebody gets injured, they can actually sue you. And that's no fun. Come on. 305-433-4843.
You've been listening to the EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins Report with Sports Illustrated's Alan Poupart. For additions, home remodeling, and custom work, call Eric at 305-433-4843. EJDconstruction.com is your custom home builder and general contractor you can trust. 305-433-4843.
All right. Thank you all out there, as always. Appreciate all of you. A little Perdomo cigar. Yeah. Yeah. What do you got? You got some news for me?
Not news, just a funny clip. For me, I think it's funny. Larsa Pippen having a good day today.
Oh, God, yeah. She's getting half of Pippen's money.
She's getting half of Pippen's money. On the same day, she said she's willing to have a baby.
With Marcus.
To give Michael a grandchild. Taking care of the teammates.
That's it, man. Tell you. Scotty is still dishing out assists. Even after his retirement, he's assisting Larsa so she can, bang half the world and all that good stuff. Wow, man. Damn, dude. What did Scotty do? Did Scotty kill like 8 dogs? Did he kill like did he go to like a country and wipe out, create famine for everybody there and they're all starving? Did he, I don't know, what did he do? Did he walk in front of like 8 black cats? I mean, you think about it. You come out of, what is it, Central Arkansas State or whatever. Can you tell me the school he was in? I forgot what it is. It's like a little school. So you get out of Central Arkansas State and they draft you and you get to play with the greatest player in the world who gets to teach you how to become a great player. And without him, you would have never become the player you were. Let's just be completely honest. But you did become a great, great player, right? In the process. So you win all these championships. And it almost seems like from the second you didn't want to go into that game because they picked Kukoc to take that shot. Okay, you remember that day some of you are too young for this, but, what is it? I nailed it. Central Arkansas State? Well, Central Arkansas. Okay. All right. So anyway, Phil Jackson, right? This is where, Michael is suspended for 2. I'm sorry. He's playing baseball for 2 years. I'm sorry. Suspended. Why would I say anything like that? That's just wrong. Anyway, he's playing baseball, if that's what you call what he does for 2 years. Really. But he's just hanging out in a baseball uniform for 2 years. Huh? What? He batted 202 on bottom of bus. Well, yeah, he's just above the Mendoza line. That's a hell of an accomplishment. Anyway, so he did buy a new bus for them. So that was actually cool. So while he was playing baseball for 2 years, okay? Scotty, led them to a Eastern Conference Finals. But there was a moment in the playoffs where Phil called the last shot for Kukoc, which, by the way, made all the sense in the world, okay? Because Scotty was definitely the better player to the basket and handling the ball and being creative and a defender and all that. But Kukoc actually had a better outside shot than Scotty. So as a coach, just like when Michael Jordan passed it to John Paxson for a big 3-pointer, or Craig Hodges or Steve Kerr, because it was the right basketball play to make, well, Phil Jackson was just doing the right thing that a coach would do. You're going to draw it up for the guy you think can make the hoop, which, by the way, he did make the hoop. Okay? Not only did he call the play, but Kukoc hit the basket. That moment, Scotty refused to go back in the game because he was insulted because they didn't pick him. And I'm wondering if the karma from that shit and the headache that you didn't want to come back into a game because of all of that, I'm just, what did he do that all of a sudden there was a moment where it just turned around, because unfortunately Michael did come back and they won 3 more titles. But then after that, he has Larsa and all this other mess, and he talks all this kind of crap about Michael, which makes him sound like a crazy man, because we all know Michael's the greatest, whether you like it or not. I don't care. He's the greatest, dude. But that guy, he loses half his pension to a woman that clearly doesn't give a shit about him, clearly is love and burying him, and then you're banging your former teammate's son, and now you're having a kid with your former teammate's son. Oh, yeah, whatever. Yeah, exactly. Marcus is another one that, oh my God.
So now, if you're Marcus, you see what's going on with Scotty.
Right.
This is the one you want to have the kid with? No, I have no idea what Marcus does. No idea what his...
No, but Marcus knows that she loves him.
Oh, yes. That's where the difference is.
She doesn't love Scotty. She loves me. So, yeah. Wow. You see that woman, headed your way, you need to go in the other direction, no matter what she looks like. Okay? She is decent looking. She's like 50 now, right? 48? 48. Wow. Is that dog ears? I'm just asking, that body's been around the odometer a couple times already. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, she was bragging about how much sex she used to have with Scotty and all that kind of stuff. Bulls reached the semifinals in that year. Semifinals it was, not the conference finals. I thought it was the conference finals. I thought they lost in the conference finals with Scotty. Why do you think the Seminoles always win there? Huh?
They're talking about there was a conversation. I saw bits and pieces.
Seminoles? What the Hard Rock? Oh, the whole. Oh, okay. And so the Seminoles. That the Seminoles only win there? The Marlins won 2 championships there. Why do everybody keep forgetting about that? It's like this stupid. They built it on an Indian burial ground. That's why it's bad luck. That's why the Dolphins never win. Yet the Marlins win 2 championships. Dude, the Dolphins don't win because they were mismanaged for decades. That's why. Okay, that's the reason why. They're now being managed the right way. So you're going to see winning, and hopefully a championship is coming here soon. That's why. That it's not because of they built the stadium on an Indian burial ground. Yes, exactly. Right. Yeah, let's blame that. No, the reason why the Canes and the Dolphins have sucked while they've been there is because their programs have been bad. That's all. And eventually, Mario will fix it, and the Dolphins are well on their way of straightening that stuff out. The decision that Laura is receiving was based on the community property of their marital estate they shared based on Illinois state law. Doesn't matter, bro. She's the one that's wearing the penis. That's all I know, because she's the one doing all the screwing. So it doesn't matter. She doesn't deserve any of that, dude. Pat Riley needs to whip out his slick black hairpin hog and get us a shooter. Lillard already. Who do you draft at 8? I don't know enough about the basketball draft. I don't really care that much about the basketball draft, to be quite honest with you. I wait till I see them on the court, and then I'll get excited. I'm one of those losers that loves the summer league, because the Heat has made me a summer league fan, because I got to watch who's the next guy. You know how we just were talking about Trill and Nick Needham and the new kid now. What was his name now? I forgot his name again. The new kid that Rhodes, or not Rhodes, or whatever. Anyways, that kid. They seem to find these people. Kohu, whatever, huh? Bryce Thompson. That's it. Bryce Thompson. So the Heat are doing. The Heat obviously have been doing this for years now, and they keep finding people that nobody else finds. So that's why I'm totally a summer league guy. Yes, I know. I'm a loser. I watch Summer League. I love Summer League, by the way. Larson Pippen is the lowest common denominator as a human. Is that her brother? Larson? Okay. Even her son has to deal with her crappy sleeping with his teammates. Yeah. Yeah. Can you imagine the jokes those kids have heard? Scotty is guilty of saying this. I've seen Michael Jordan play before I came to the Bulls. You guys have seen him play. He was a horrible player. He's horrible to play with. Yeah, and Scotty sounds like a completely lazy person. I mean, crazy person. Larsa Pippen is the type every guy needs to stay away from. Pure icky. I don't know. Icky, I usually team it up with sticky. And it's a whole different thing that we're talking about. But if you guys want to talk about Larsa being icky, okay. All right. I will say she is kind of hot. She's still good looking for her age. In an icky kind of way. Exactly. Yes. I'm with you there. Bitcoin still holding strong over 30,000. Hey, by the way, where are those people that said it was going down to 10? How come you guys never showed up again and never, checked back in? Where are all those bad predictions? Kenshawn and Tremolio and all those folks. I just don't see them anymore. They're gone. It's amazing, right? What's the name of that dude that that reports on sports advertising or Rovell, Darren Rovell? Where's Darren Rovell complaining about Twitter and about Bitcoin and all that? Hilarious. So Marlins lose 2 of 3 to the Jays. Sandy, bro, that one bad inning, gave up 5 earned runs. Did kind of settle down after, but he's 2-6 with a 5.08 ERA, man. It's the weirdest thing. And the Perez kid is, and we couldn't win the other day with him. He pitched a great game. I know it was the bullpen. I forgot the kid's name. The bullpen. Did they figure him out? Did he lose a little confidence?
I don't know what it is, but
I don't know what it is either.
So different watching him this year. And now nobody's afraid to go against him. Last year it was like no team wanted to go against him. Now everybody's like, oh yeah, let's put him out there.
And these guys can actually score some runs. Yes. So far right now, their offense has been all right.
Yeah. Although,
and the good thing is they get another bad team now because they got a 4-game set against the Pirates.
But with Sandy, I got to take a look at it and see their run. How many runs they score when he starts?
Okay, you're going Randy Johnson back in Seattle when Randy Johnson had a year in Seattle once where they couldn't score runs if his life depended. He had a losing record and a 1.89 ERA or some shit. It's like what the hell, bro?
I know he's had some games where he's given up tons of runs.
Yeah, he's pitched bad this year. But for him,
yes, and he's had terrible. A lot of bad outings. But I'm wondering how many are more just him. Again, because
not a lot.
That one bad, or how many are just not scoring runs because they're scoring runs for all the other. It's like that when they had Fernandez too, like the run support when he was on the
Jose?
mound. Yeah, when he was on the mound, he gave up 2 runs, they'd score 3.
Right.
Or he gave up 2 runs and they scored 1. And it was just I guess they kind of the hitters slack off a little bit. Like, okay, we don't need to have what we need to have.
We need to just get a run or 2 and we'll win.
Yeah. It's almost.
Yeah. Arias, by the way, went 2 of 5. He's a paltry 398. God, the guy's struggling, as Joe Namath would say. 6:40 tonight, Mitch Keller versus Braxton Garrett. Marlins are now 9 games over 500 after losing 2 of 3. They're 42-33. Pirates are 5 games under 500. So a good opportunity again to build up some wins here and beef up that record a little bit. So we'll see what happens there. Jets, by the way, bad news for them as they suffer a setback. Chuck Clark, their safety, tore his ACL. He's out for the season. 101 tackles, 4 pass defenses, a fumble recovery, and a forced fumble last year for the Ravens. So he was very active. They traded for him, And unfortunately, he is now out for the season. So not good for the Jets. Listen, I don't like the Jets at all, but I'm not really one of these guys that's wishing injuries on people. And let me tell you something. Nothing sucks more for your team than losing somebody in the offseason when you're not even playing a game. God, that is terrible. When that happens to any team, that's got to be one of the frustrating things in the world. We got the NBA draft tonight. Miami Heat are picking number 18. It doesn't look like Lillard wants to leave, but we'll find out tonight with the number 3 pick if they end up drafting whoever of those two guys that they keep talking about. We'll see, man. From Damian Lillard, it didn't give me a lot of hope. And I don't know who to draft at 18, and I don't even know if they're going to be a good player or not. I'll wait to see him in Summer League, and then I'll start to get excited about the number 18th pick or not. But I do count on them. They've done a better job lately with their drafts. I'll give them credit there. They have done a better job lately, and it looks like they've done a good job of picking guys that can really, make the transition to the NBA. Not stars yet, but still, Bam and Tyler are still very successful picks for where they were selected at. What else do we have? Celtics end up acquiring Kristaps Porzingis. I'm so happy that Miami was not involved. I got to tell you, because that guy, I know he kind of stayed healthy last year. Maybe that's why he needed to stay healthy so he can get out. But Porzingis, for me, not a guy that I would count on. And Celtics, by the way, I think losing Marcus Smart is bigger than adding Kristaps Porzingis. I just think he provides leadership. Listen, Marcus Smart is the guy you hate to face, but you want him on your team. Okay? That's who he is. Radko Gudas. Okay? And all I mean is not the same kind of player or whatever, because obviously he's a much player offensively than Radko is. But my point is, do you want to face Radko Gudas? No, because he's a pest. He's a pain in the ass. He's physical. He's gonna knock you out if he has a chance. Okay, that's not necessarily Marcus's game, but he does play defense. He does have great leadership. He can hit big baskets for you. He does turn over the ball a little bit. Sometimes he is a little loose with the basketball, like Brown is on that team. So they have a couple guys that have a little tendency to turn it over. But I think a Marcus Smart, let's say in the Heat organization, my God, he would be a monster in this organization because he fits what they do here. You know what I'm saying? So I actually believe the Celtics took a step back by adding Porzingis and losing Marcus Smart in the process. And for Memphis, well, they're led by a punk. Remember, they're led by Ja Morant. So guess what? They need a guy that brings a little toughness, a little bit more discipline, a little bit more, let's just say, leadership to the whole thing. And maybe that's what you need. Maybe that's what they look around and go, we're not giving up on Ja, but we need to bring some people into this locker room that's going to call some people out. And Marcus Smart can call Ja Morant out. And I've got my money on Marcus Smart and not the fake thug named Ja Morant. Okay? Money on Marcus Smart. That if Marcus Smart calls him out, and Ja wants to get out of line, I got money that in that cage battle, Marcus Smart wins. Okay? So that's the way I would look at it, overall. By the way, in that trade, let me ask you something. What has more movement in the world, Bitcoin or Danilo Gallinari? My God, he is human currency for trades. I went back to look at it. The dude is now on a 7th team. He's the human Bitcoin of the NBA. I mean, people acquire Danilo just to trade him, part of whatever trade it is. His entire career, he's been a throw-in for every trade. And by the way, our people have wanted him for many years too, because he was another one of those guys linked to Miami. Thank God he is. Wait a minute. Didn't we have him here for a little bit? Didn't we have Danilo here also? No, we didn't. We tried. Yes, we tried. That's right. Thank God. That's right. I didn't count. Yeah, that's right. He shunned us. That's right. Because out of the 7 teams I counted, I didn't see Miami, but I'm thinking, did I miss out on something? So yeah. So Danilo Gallinari should be called like Danilo Bitcoin or something, because that's kind of what he is, bro. He's the human currency of the NBA. My God. He travels faster than Bitcoin. He's worth more than Bitcoin because they got to pay him millions. Bitcoin's only up at 30,000 right now. So you can imagine one GM calls another. Hey, yeah, I'll give you Marcus Smart, 2 first-rounders, and the human Bitcoin. Huh? Yeah, Danilo. Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot. You have that currency. Yeah, you got him. Okay. The human currency, bro. Danilo Gallinari. How about that? That is truly special on Danilo's part, I got to say. I mean, hey, at least you're acquired so you can be traded at one point or another. And I would not be surprised if he's not part of another trade because he is currency. And that's all you do. You don't really play Danilo. He really doesn't play much himself anyways because he's always injured.
They're going to do 2 first-round swaps, a second, and a Gallinari.
Yeah, that's it.
I'll take it.
The human coin, Danilo Gallinari.
Did you see? Do you see the trouble that the Phoenix Suns are in?
Why would happen? Oh, of course. The amount of taxes they're going to pay, you're saying?
Not only that, but now they, combined with the Kevin Durant trade, the Phoenix Suns have officially surrendered control of 12 picks, which covers all of the next 7 years.
Oh, yeah, no, they're screwed.
Except for tonight's 52nd overall pick.
They have no draft picks,
this
Phoenix.
Does not work out for them.
And they have no cap space.
My.
And by the way, I don't
all in. I mean,
and I don't listen.
This isn't even all in right now.
I'm not much of a cook, so I don't wear an apron. So I don't know about these new freaking basketball rules.
Yeah, no, true.
I don't know what apron they're in now with all those salaries too. So I don't know what else they can't get.
Yeah.
Like they may not have a mid-level exemption either. I have no idea. Wait a minute. Doesn't that stuff start officially next year, right? It's not what you do this year. They're just kind of preparing themselves so they don't get put in that next year, right? Or is that how it goes? I think that's how it goes.
Say if the Heat did it this year, they would fall into it starting next year.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So it starts next year.
I'm sorry. Yeah, if they did it this year, it would fall into the.
It becomes even more punitive
if
you do it during that time, obviously. But that's what I'm saying. So I don't even know what else is going to come from it. But think about this. Think about that. Durant is injury prone.
Yes.
Beal is injury prone. Okay. So all of a sudden now you've got 2 guys that, and then your center doesn't fit this league. He doesn't shoot threes.
Talking about shopping him, right?
Right.
Ayton,
well,
right? DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah, Ayton. But I don't think they'll shop him now because they need the defense and the rebounding.
I think they have to because that's how they get under the apron. They get rid of that deal, that contract.
Oh no, but somebody's going to give you money back.
I mean, more than likely, but
yeah. No.
I guess my question would be this then. Is this considered an all-in for
Oh, no, that's not all in.
It doesn't even.
It's we're done. It's like adding Messi to your franchise and say, hey, sales staff, Bata, get out of here. Leave. And that's kind of what they have to do now. They acquired, hey, scouts, you got nothing to do, bro. We got no picks for like the next 8 years. So what are you guys doing here? Get out of here.
And they haven't got any better. They're not going to win.
It's like that DirecTV commercial. You're doing TV all wrong. Get out of here. But it's my home.
We're sitting here killing Riley. But look at this. Look at this.
Yeah, I'm still killing Riley. You still got to get me that star.
No, I'm not. But I mean, but could you imagine him? Okay, we went. He said, because people wanted him to get Beal. He went out and made that deal.
Yeah, I'm good with that. I'm good with that non-deal. That's where the non-deal for Beal. I'm good.
That was 7 picks that they sent to Washington.
You got to be incredibly high to give up all those picks and that money for Bradley Beal, bro. I mean, you got to be higher than Wiz Khalifa, and that's pretty high. Okay. Kristaps Porzingis is made of Frito-Lay. The dude can't stay on the court even if it was daydreaming about it. I agree. Kristaps Porzingis gets injured coming off the bench. He stands up and he blows a shin. Golden State must be keeping Draymond. No, of course. They want the guy that can't take the punch, not the guy that delivered the punch. You know? Think about this. You got punched, and then you got punked for being punched. Because they end up keeping the guy that threw the punch, the guy that supposedly did the wrong thing. But apparently after the year you had enough of Jordan Poole because whatever happened, he must have, although I still don't think that Draymond Green is that easy to move. I ran into, and I have to say I ran into it because I don't like to watch it much. But I ran into, I think it was ESPN, and I don't know which one of those, crap shows in the morning. And they were talking about how much, he would be for the Lakers and this and that. And I'm thinking, and you're going to have a team? They need more than that to help those guys. They're old already, those two guys. And AD is always breaking down. And I don't know. To me, I don't look at Draymond Green like he's that kind of player that I saw 5, 6, 7 years ago. I think he's kind of over the hill at this point. Porzingis played 65 games last season. He did. He stayed on the court last year. That he did. Miracles happen, my brother. Remember that. Miracles happen with anything and everything. Anyway. Let me give you a little music notes here, folks. Got some stuff here. I love talking. Let me first start off with some famous birthdays today. Okay. Let's start off with Meryl Streep is 74 years old. Portia Fine-Ass Williams is 42, the reality star. She was married to Cordell Stewart, and she divorced him years ago, and then I know she's done like all kinds of like reality shows and things like that. I don't know exactly which ones, but I've run into those things, and that's one of those names that I've remembered over the time because I was like, wow, who's that? And she got some curves on her. She's pretty. Cyndi Lauper is 70 years old today. What's that? Yes, girls. That is one girl that's had a lot of fun over the years. Good for her, man. She's a hell of a talent. Who else do we have here? There's a couple of other ones that I saw. Oh, yes, this useless turd, Elizabeth Warren, is 74. Carson Daly is 50. And Kurt Warner is 52 years old. Oh, also Bruce Campbell is 65. Bruce Campbell, if you ever watch Xena, Princess Warrior, it was the male guy in that he became friends with Xena. That's Bruce Campbell. There you go. So just in case you can't put the name to the face, he's 65 too, which is pretty impressive. Today in music history, first of all, we start off in 1970. Led Zeppelin appeared in Reykjavik. Is that how it's called? Reykjavik, Iceland. On the group's one and only trip to the country, singer Robert Plant reportedly was inspired to write the Immigrant Song. How about that? So Iceland is what on that date inspired "We Come from the Land of the Ice and Snow, from the midnight sun where the hot springs flow." Love it. Great song, by the way. Maybe I should jam that song on the way home. Nothing wrong with the little Immigrant Song. In 81 on this date, Mark David Chapman, they didn't put the third name, pled guilty to the murder of John Lennon. He was sentenced to 20 years, from 20 years to life in prison. And why I add David, you notice that a lot of these crazy people have three names, right? Lee Harvey Oswald, like a lot of these, people that have ended up, like, they got three names. So watch out with the people with three names. Anyway, 93 on this date, Ozzy Osbourne changed his mind again about retirement and said he would reunite with Black Sabbath for a tour. And that was, that one I think was, there was one was Heaven and Hell was one of the bands also. And then he did first the Black Sabbath reunion. And then later on, years later, like I want to say early 2000s, he did the Heaven and Hell one too, right? I think that's how it went, if I'm correct. In 68 on this date, the Jeff Beck Group featuring Rod Stewart made their American debut at the Fillmore East in New York City. And in 2004 on this date, organizers announced that the Lollapalooza Touring Festival, which was set to feature Morrissey, the Pixies, and String Cheese Incident as headliners, had been canceled due to poor ticket sales. You would figure with Morrissey and the Pixies that it would get a lot of traction, and it didn't, man. It's kind of crazy, huh? Yes. What else do we have? How about this also? This is pretty interesting, and I'm kind of torn on this because it's music, but it's also kind of personal, and it affects all of us, even if you don't like music, because it's kind of a weird thing, and I'm torn, and I'll explain why. Rage Against the Machine's Tom Morello and Zach De La Roche led a list of 100 artists calling for facial recognition technology to be removed from entertainment venues. A pledge signed by a range of musicians and music venue operators organized by the activist group Fight for the Future stated that the signatures would boycott any location making the use of the camera system. It follows reports in 2022 that Madison Square Garden had been identifying lawyers involved in litigation with its owners and removing them from shows. See, so you start using it for dirty purposes. But then again, we're talking about the Knicks owner, who is a total scum. Now, the music industry is reeling at the news that the owner of iconic New York City venue Madison Square Garden is using the facial recognition to identify, harass, and ban people from its venues. This invasive biometric surveillance isn't safe, especially for Black and brown people who have been falsely arrested or ejected from public places due to the tech's baked-in discrimination. In recent years, a coalition of musicians, fans, and human rights groups successfully got more than 40 of the world's largest music festivals, including Bonnaroo and Coachella, to say they won't use facial recognition at events. But now this tech is starting to spread, not only as surveillance tool, but also as a form of paperless ticketing and payments. Artists, venues, and fans, you have a choice when it comes to technology that presents at live events. Pledge now to help us fight. Now, I totally understand their concerns and also the scumbaggery that comes with this, right? Because, example, Bitcoin. I've been telling you about Bitcoin for a couple of years now. I've been telling you that it's going to take over. And remember how I've been having fun the last couple of days. They avoid you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, which you see all the fighting going on, and then they join you. And look at all BlackRock and Fidelity and everybody now wants to get into Bitcoin now, right? All of a sudden now, right? All the crap that Gary Gensler was trying to do was all FUD, as I told you that it was all FUD when it was all said and done. But that's evil shit that the government, people like Gensler and Warren and Biden and Powell and all these people are doing evil shit because they're in friends with their banking people. And so what do? They spread FUD. They scare you. They make you sell your coins, your Bitcoin, your Ethereum. You lower the price. And guess who comes in to buy it? All the rich people. And that's what they're doing right now. That's why I went up to 30, because the rich people are buying the coins. Poor people like me, I just kept buying. I don't care. I just kept buying. You want to go down more? If you notice the last 2 years, whenever there's a dip, did you see me flinch? Ever? Did you see me ever be concerned whatsoever? What did I tell you I was going to do? I was going to buy more, and I'm going to buy more, and I'm going to buy more. Okay? Because it's FUD. Because that people are evil in this world. And they want the right people in their eyes to have the success, not you and me. Okay? Well, same thing here. You have this technology that you can use. And let me tell you something. Here's where I'm torn. Dude, we have people like terrorists and people that do bad things and criminals. That's kind of what I would want that facial recognition for. So just in case they walk into a venue and all of a sudden you notice them, you know what I'm saying? Now, if we have the scumbag that owns the Knicks using it for other purposes, just like we have people in our government trying to distance you away from Bitcoin so the rich people get in and buy it at lower prices and they stay rich. And the poor people then say, oh, I'm going to get into Bitcoin. Yeah, it's at 75,000. Good luck in trying to own one of them. But rich people at 16, at 20, 25, and 30, boy, they're scooping up. Scooping up. You know what I mean? Look at that Andrew Tate guy. They took 512 coins from him. He had 512 Bitcoins on him. You know? So that's what this world is. And so it kind of bothers me that we can do things to help us and become a better society and a more safer society, by the way, but then we start using the facial recognition for these kind of purposes. It's the same thing like the Democrats want to shove this CBDC down your throat. Well, the CBDC is different than the dollar because the dollar, you can use it wherever you want. You don't have to get a receipt or anything like that. The CBDC, they can track anything and everything that you do and where you're using your money. And if they want to ban this sale of something, they can program the coin that it will never work for you to buy that. Not you, just everybody. They can track how you're spending everything. They want it because that's what they want to do. They want to control your life. They can put an expiration date on your money. You know that? With CBDCs. So they force you to spend the money. How about that? Or if they don't want you to buy Bitcoin at this time, they can close it off and you won't be able to buy Bitcoin. Or a gun or whatever, you know? They can do whatever they want like that. So that's a problem with technology. Technology is fantastic when we can use it to help us. But then the problem is we have people with, other motives, other agendas, and then now they're using it for negative purposes. It's like Elizabeth Warren was, crypto's only for money laundering. Oh, no, of course, because, cash has never been laundered. Not at all. All over the world. Never laundered. Ever. Except she tells people, average person out there, and then the average person believes her stupid ass because her old ass doesn't know anything about it. And in crypto, you can't hide anything. It's an open ledger. So it's all documented. So if you do it, you can be tracked easily. Actually, it helps you in that sense. It's just, I just don't get it, man. It absolutely sucks. Artificial intelligence is the future, Rosendo. There's no doubt in my mind about that. I'm invested in several AI companies. Okay, so I'm not. I'm the one that told you about Alethea artificial intelligence coin when it was under a penny and it went to 9 pennies. So now it's down to 5 or 6, I think it is, or no, I think it's actually down to 3. So it's actually a really good buying zone because it's going to go back up again. That's the company that Mark Cuban is part of. I wouldn't be surprised if Alethea is part of the Dallas Mavericks too, down the line. But anyway, so I know it's the future, but like any kind of, it's like any technology that we have, it could also be used for, terrible purposes. And that's the part that's unacceptable. And I understand the guys, complaining about it. I really do. I get it. But, oh, man, what can I tell you? I just think it's something that could help all of us. So, did you see Aaron Rodgers' latest thing about psychedelics? Huh? No, the spelling comment? No, yeah, go ahead, read it. Tell me what you got. What you got? What you got? What you got?
So this was him at the psychedelic science conference.
Right, yeah, yes, exactly.
He says, words are so interesting. They have such power in their spells.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason it's called spelling.
Mm-hmm.
Because the way that the letters are put together have such power.
He was high at that moment, right?
I have no idea.
He sounds like Carlos Santana. Like, I love Carlos Santana, but if you hear him talk, he sounds like a total space cadet when he's talking. You know what I mean? So this is the part that I tripped out on. Okay. Let me make sure I've got. Here we go. I've been fortunate enough in the last few years to be able to sit in ceremonies with teammates, and I'm telling you, it is a radical, life-changing, and it's wild to be in a locker room and look over and just know, like, I've been in South America with you guys, and it's pretty special. It changes the dynamics for sure. And in this process, like I said, there's been hundreds of NFL guys who have reached out. I call bullshit on that. I don't even think 100 people talk to Aaron Rodgers in the NFL. Okay? I think Aaron Rodgers is one of those guys that most guys aren't even socializing with his ass. And I doubt hundreds are asking him about hallucinogenics. You know why? Because everybody else is getting high their own way, dude. They all know. And everybody's heard of shrooms or anything like that. So whether you want to do it or not, I'm sure they're all, lighting up, because I'm sure weed is absolutely prevalent in all of pro sports in a big time way. But when he's telling me hundreds have inquired, no. I think most people probably think you're crazy and you're out of your mind, actually. Okay? What's that?
They probably wanted to hear him explain everything. That's probably what they did. They reached out to him.
You probably end up high just listening to him explain it.
Yes.
It's just oozing out of it, Yeah, that's it. It's just oozing out, That's it. That's all I see. Report, Brooklyn Nets not willing to accept number 3 pick for Anthony Simons for Mikal Bridges. All right. That really, that has me so worried. Huh? Chris Middleton. Chris Middleton denied his $40 million player option because he wants to sign a multi-year deal. Because if he signs a $40 million, of course, it's great to make 40, and he won't make 40 next year wherever he goes. But if he blows out his knee and he can't come back to be himself, the following year, he's not going to get that long-term contract. So he'll get a prove-it type deal. So he's healthy now. Why not? And he's a good player. He's not really a star, but he's probably that level just under a star. And so a lot of people can use a shooter like that to help out. So somebody's going to give him a 4 or 5 year guaranteed deal for $100 and something million. And then he'll have $100 and something million guaranteed instead of 40. So for those of you that think he's short-sighted in doing it, he's thinking macro, not micro. Term we love to use here, that a lot of times you got to look at the macro picture, not the micro picture, because the micro picture is never really the reality of where you're at. The macro is a lot more closer to reality. And so he's looking at it going, yeah, I can make 40 next year, or I can guarantee myself of 120 for the next 5 or 4 or whatever it is. You know what I mean? He's going to get paid a lot of money. So that's why he turned down that 40. Because he wants to get a long-term guaranteed contract and by the way, the Bucks can re-sign him and go over the cap to keep him. And he knows that, his agent knows that. Plus, they don't have the space to go get another star. They're committed already. So the agent knows that they're going to have to give him that contract because they want him. So if they're willing to pay him 40 next year, it might be a deal for 4 years for 35 each. So it might be a 4-year 170 or something like that he ends up signing. You know what I mean? They've got Milwaukee by the you-know-what, and they have no choice, and Milwaukee will have to re-sign. And they should, by the way. They have to re-sign him. Giannis needs a guy like that on that team. Big time. Cyndi Lauper still not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I know it's just, there's a lot of people, Immigrant song now renamed Illegal Immigrant Song. Okay. I come from the land of the sugarcane and the cigars. Is that what you're saying now? Artificial intelligence. Big Brother is watching. Got to keep an eye on Mega. Not the Democratic Party. Say it ain't so, Big O. I don't care about either party, bro. Democrat or Republicans. They're both a joke. They're both a joke. You know how it is for me. I am neither one. I don't care about either party. You know what, Green Lion? I apologize, and I'm going to fix that this coming week. Okay? Crypto Show Bro will be back this week, and I promise you there'll be multiple shows constantly. You're going to get a few every week. Okay? I'm going to dedicate myself to getting the Crypto Bro Show back and going. I wasn't really too inspired to do it during all the FUD because I'm repeating everything every day. Stay strong, believe in what you believe in, keep buying if you believe in it, whatever, all those kind of things that I normally tell you all to do your own homework. Don't listen to me or anybody else. Buy what you believe is right. You know what I mean? So that way you feel good about it one way or the other. It doesn't matter, but it's kind of repeating. So now it's good because now we're starting to get out of this. And there's still a bunch of good values going on right now before it really takes off, and we can talk a little bit about that too. So you are correct, Green Lion. It's my fault. I got to get that show back on track. I'd take the risk with the 40 this year, even if he gets injured, he'll make close to the difference down the road. He's going to get it anyways. He might get 35 this coming year instead of 40, but he's going to have 3 more years or 4 more years of guaranteed salary after that. You cannot risk playing on the final year of your deal. You can if you're old, but if you're like him, that you have another big deal left, no, dude, you got to do the right thing. That was really smart on his part to do that because he's going to get a nice, fat-ass long contract. And it's the funny part? You're probably going to see him make 40, 45, 50 on the back end of that deal. So, let's see. I don't know what the Trailblazers do with the number 3 pick, Zachary. Don't know. It's not something I really am, tossing and turning and not sleeping at night. I'm not really worried about it. I don't care, to be quite honest. I'm not really worried about it. If they can get Lillard, fantastic. If they can't, well, then Dame didn't want to go anywhere, and it just looks like he doesn't want to go anywhere. Looks like he's happy to be there, which is kind of sad, by the way. It's kind of sad that you have no shot at a title there. So you've spent your entire career. I still can't recover from Marino. So, right? You too, right? Right? And it's just like I can't imagine like a longtime Trailblazers fan to say, wow, we had a generational player and we didn't do right around him to create it. Like a Cubs fan with Ernie Banks. It's just there are certain players in certain times. Walter Payton was like that for a long time until the end of his career when he was already older. And then they finally put together a Bears team that was really good and could go out and win a title. You know what I mean? But it happens so often that the great player ends up in an organization forever and never really gets the opportunity. Archie Manning would have been a much better quarterback in another situation. And yet he was stuck in New Orleans with a terrible team year in and year out. Steve Bartkowski was a hell of a quarterback. I don't know if I would call him a Hall of Famer, but I would call him a really good quarterback who was on a team that could never figure it out. And to me, I would imagine that Trailblazers fans feel like us Marino fans. You know what I'm saying? Like we had the dude here for 17 years. He lit up the place. He brought us back a whole bunch of times. And you idiots can't find a defense and a running game to help this guy out? Like, what the hell is going on? That kind of shit. And I have never recovered from that. Never. I can live with Timmy and Zoe not winning it because you had Michael Jordan in the way. So, but you didn't ever give Marino a chance to really go up against the Bills with a real defense and a running game. So you can counter with some of the stuff because I had to deal with Thurman Thomas every year, bro. And I had to deal with Reed. And then I had to deal with Bruce Smith and Darryl Talley and all these bro, that was a defense. That was one of the greatest teams I've ever seen in my life. I don't care that they didn't win a Super Bowl. That team was loaded, bro. And so I can imagine that Blazers fans watching Lillard waste his career there has got to be frustrating. You know, it's personally enjoyable, like it was for us with Marino, but in the end, you don't get the full satisfaction because you know one of your favorite players of all time, Dame Lillard, if you're in Portland, or Dan Marino in Miami, is going to retire without a championship. And that's the kind of shit that just, it doesn't fly, man. And it's frustrating as a fan. I can tell you that. All right, we are out of here. We thank Marcel Louis-Jacques. We thank Alan Poupart, as always. True Fin fan, thank you, sir, as always. Appreciate you coming by. And please, let's build it up. Let's get more people out here. And I promise you, I will make it worth your while. We'll bring some prizes, and we'll make it fun. In fact, I owe you a prize next time I see you. Sean, thank you, sir, as always. He's got it. You're going to give him a pencil sharp? It's sharpened and everything. It is sharp. He has his own sharpener and everything. He brings a pencil and he brings a sharpener, I want you to know. Okay, because if I tell you this, you're going to go, get the hell out of here. There it is. There it is. He's taking his notes, you know. He's got to be able to erase them because apparently he makes a lot of mistakes. So that's why he's getting pencils. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm not good with the spelling.
No. Oh, there you go. There you go. No spelling bees for you? No? Those kids are amazing. Yeah. So we thank Sean Stanley, the man that gets it done. Without him, we would be absolutely lost. We thank all of you, as always. Those of you that sent in a super chat, if you gave us a little love on Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. Remember, whenever you're listening to the podcast, you can also make a donation through Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. We'll see if maybe by tomorrow Bitcoin is at 31,000. Let's see if they starts climbing a little higher here in the next 24 hours. We'll see what happens. Tomorrow we'll see you. We're in studio tomorrow, right? Yes, we are. Right, because it's Acura next week, right? Yeah, next week when I come back from Atlanta. Next week will be, remember, I'm in Atlanta next week, Monday through Wednesday through Thursday, but I fly out Thursday morning, so it doesn't really count. But if you live in Atlanta and you are out there in the downtown area, I am going to be in Atlanta for a few days next week for the Cure concerts. I'm going to go to 2 Cure concerts out there. So if you're in the area, I'm going to put together some kind of a place to meet somewhere and share a drink. Appreciate all of you out there. We'll see you tomorrow morning, same time, same place, same bat channel.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.